Tom, congrats on the 3 months, man. I appreciate the sub. Okay, YouTube should be live. Hello, YouTube. So the announcement for Discord, I kind of messed up because I tried to open it, but I actually pressed the wrong button. And hang on. Wait, stop. No, there it is. Okay, I'm getting my YouTube chat pulled up. Hello, YouTube. And so I was trying to just, pull it up. Hello, Soares. Hello, Alexander. And I accidentally set as my desktop background, which I'm not really, I'm going to need to undo that later. Whoops. So yeah, that was, I don't want that as my desktop background.
That's great.
Because the button to open was directly below set as desktop background in Windows. Let's get this patch pulled up, boys and girls. I guess there's really nothing else to do here. How is everybody? We'll get started in like a minute or so. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. My hair somehow just got bigger. Hair buff wasn't in the patch notes. Yeah, it's pretty bushy. I got out of the shower, which I didn't wet my hair, but yeah. Practice range is gone. I'm Sue. That's just going to be a bug that'll be patched. They made it. Okay, I almost read that. Hello, yes. Thank you for that comment. Well done, YouTube. Make us able to see your eyes? Nope. Okay. Are we ready to get started, man? GKB, think of the sub, mate. All right, I'll check it in a bit. I'll check it. I've got a lot of messages, GKB. When I get a chance, I will. Hello, Paulify. I really like watching you, but my girlfriend says you waffle too much, so now I watch you in secret. Oh, okay. Tell your girlfriend I said thank you. They hit the Pentagon under the stadium section. Okay, love that. Okay, I guess we should get started then. Let's get the reaction going, and let's make sure that we have. That looks good. Nice. We're a professional streamer now. Okay. This is what we're looking for. As always, I don't have any insider information. I avoided all outside information, leaks, whatever, so that I could go into this with full, complete ignorance. We're going to be looking specifically at the gameplay stuff for the base game, and then going to be talking about each and every single change, what I like, what I don't like, and then by the end, we're going to be giving it a letter grading. The last few patches, I'd say, were kind of like in the C+, B, B- tier, where the vast majority of the changes, especially around perks, I really liked, but then there are a couple of outliers and a couple of things that honestly were not changed. So we'll go over each one. I'm going to try to predict what change I will see, and then we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do overall. So there's a lot of things that are happening. Happy Season 17. Let's get into it. Stadium Overwatch is too dynamic. We won't talk as much about Season 17 Stadium stuff, but we'll take a quick look. The debut of map voting. We've talked a little bit about this on stream already. Then there's a lot of new mythics. I think the double mythic going out, the new little arcadey game mode where things are piffing or are changing up a little bit here. Hair comment, thank you. Start 17 strong, epic loot boxes, legendary skins. Love to see it. Here we go. New core gameplay map, Atlas. So a new Flashpoint map showing off Morocco. If you guys didn't get a chance to see the dev live stream, I think it was last Thursday, I want to say, or Friday. They did a live stream. I'm sure you can find it on the YouTube as well, where they really went into the detail of exploring the new map and the lessons they've learned about looking at Flashpoint. I really found it enjoyable, very insightful about some of the things that they did, and they highlighted a lot of the changes to other Flashpoint maps as well, and that was really interesting. Okay, hacks and hijinks. Get ready to adapt and get steamrolled. The hacks and hijinks mode flips the script every round with rotating match modifiers that twist gameplay in wild, unpredictable ways. Low gravity, ultimate charge granting health packs. Every match demands fresh strategy and quick thinking. My roguelike Overwatch. Hacked by 8-Bit Sombra herself, who's turned on the cheats and broken the rules for everybody. This limited time 6v6 mode runs on King of the Hill maps only. Okay, Sombra has hacked the control maps in arcade, trial out game-changing modifiers. Each round changes the rules with wild effects. Okay, so just more of an arcade fun mode. I don't know how. Whenever we see stuff like this, I'm always curious, are they experimenting with this for like an ulterior motive? I'm not so sure that's necessarily the case here, but yeah, okay. Let's keep going here. Here's all the modifiers here. Let's just quickly go through these modifiers. All heroes are 50% smaller. Health is reduced. Heroes become invisible while crouching, but you can still detect them. On fire, heroes have decreased cooldowns and deal more damage or healing, but are also visible by everyone. Sometimes you can see them through walls. Health packs grant ult charge. Quick melee knocks people back. Vampiric healing. They don't passively regenerate HP, but each hero has the vampiric passive. I think that means that the damage you do gives you health back. Heroes deal and receive 50% more damage while in the air. Respawn timer is decreased. Berserks. Heroes don't passively regenerate HP. For each 10% of the HP lost, you attack faster and get lower cooldowns. Hello, Gavin. Higher jump. Motion detection. Moving enemies within 25 meters are visible through walls. Are visitable. I love visiting people through walls. Am I anyone else visit people through walls? Any wall visitors in chat? Crouching enemies remain invisible. Heroes explode on death. Movement speed is increased by 20%. Every minute, one random hero's increased HP deals more damage and generates ult charge faster. Health packs also increase damage by a little bit. Heroes drop a globe that increases damage and so on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fun. We'll give it a shot. It's definitely not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's yeah, sure. Give it a shot. Okay, map voting. This is the big sauce here. It gives players more agency about what map they would prefer to play on. At the start of every quick play and competitive match, 3 maps will appear, and every player will cast a single vote in the map that they want to play. During the map voting phase, match text and voice channels are disabled. Team chat is enabled, so you can type. Votes for each map from all players are then displayed. The game will then roll to see which vote is selected. So you increase your chances of winning the map by voting for it, but unlike hero bans, it's not, whoever has the most votes guarantees the ban or guarantees the map ban. It just increases your odds. If you guys have ever played Rivals hero ban structure, it's very similar to that, mostly because otherwise we would have like very little map variety, I feel like. So this is kind of forces a little bit of map variety without still giving you the agency to choose what you like. Okay. Maps with more votes, more likely to be selected, etc. If people vote overwhelmingly for a single map, the map is automatically selected. Okay, so that I didn't know. So if overwhelmingly for one map, it will be automatically selected. You're great. Think of this up. Good to know. After map voting, the hero ban phase will begin. Okay, sounds good. Good stuff. Let's keep going. Riri, okay, think of this up, mate. A new report category called Emergency is now added to the report tool and can be accessed in all areas you can report a player except for the quick select report button on the scoreboard. You can then report instances of social communication that implies a threat of extreme harm to another player or a group of persons. Okay, so basically you have the opportunity of prioritizing certain reports, but you better darn well not abuse this, otherwise you're going to get fricked. So this is just a priority report system that they're going to be very careful. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to imply. Actually, yeah, I'm going to imply something. I'm implying that this is going to be human-reviewed reports instead of automated reports. I don't have all the sauce. I don't know exactly how Blizzard handles reports, but it's definitely not done by humans alone. It's definitely automated, and it sucks, to be honest with you guys, in a lot of ways. And there's infinite examples of proof of this. I would imagine Emergency is probably going to be more human-oriented and human-controlled, which is why they have this opportunity. Okay. Player endorsements. Endorsement has been more dynamic. So these are like the numbers. You get endorsements, you get XP, you get XP, yeah. Okay. The goal of making the endorsement feel more earned. Endorsement level should feel like a better measure of positivity, sportsmanship, and teamwork. And once the system has had more time to adjust to the new scoring. The scoring system now considers a variety of circumstances when players endorse each other, such as giving bonus score in situations players rarely endorse, like endorsing an enemy on a loss. Okay, that definitely won't get abused, but yeah, sure. I'm being cynical. Players that never endorse others will cause much less decay for their allies. We'd like players that want to ignore the system also to be ignored by the system. So if you're with a player that never endorses, you're not like screwed by them, basically. Okay. The scoring updates will make cause endorsements to be more volatile in the short term. Okay, so this is just probably something that they're experimenting with more and just, yeah, okay, interesting. Let's keep going. Streamer Protect. Hide my name not rotate to a different fake battle tag after every match. A new option in Streamer Protect. Advanced options will now block licensed music for playing in order to prevent the risk. Yo! So, no freaking K-pop. I'm going to stop getting kicked in the butt cheeks here just because they do this another freaking K-pop collab. We love that. Thank goodness. Loves and kisses. This is great. Yeah, it's being implemented today. Congrats. Nicely done. Okay. Hero updates. Damage roll passive reduction increased from 25 to 30%. Base health regeneration timer increased from 5 to 6 seconds. Now, I'm not going to go into detail. You guys have already seen my YouTube video a week or so ago where I talked about it from the dev blog. If you haven't, go check that out. The weirdest change of Rush 2 was made, I believe is the title. I'm not a fan. I've had the opportunity to speak a little bit with some of the developers about this and explain they want to feel the damage roll. They want the damage roll to feel unique, and they want damage to feel more permanent. I hear you, but I don't agree. I really don't agree at all. So I'm not going to go into more detail. I do so more in detail during that initial reaction. We don't need to add additional time to this, but yeah, TLDR is I don't think this is going to be useful. I think this, if you wanted to deal with healing, you need to deal with it on a case-by-case basis. I don't think damage needs to feel a unique passive. I don't think you need to force passives onto rolls. They're just not necessary. We don't need to feel like a unique identity. I think it's wildly overrated. And I think base health regeneration timer, making damage feel more permanent, going from 5 to 6 seconds, is just a massive quality of life nerf. And I just don't like it. So I won't go into more detail. It not good in my opinion. That's it. Yep. Okay, let's keep going here. Junker Queen. Okay, let's focus on Junker Queen before we look into, because again, I don't want to spoil anything. I want to talk about Junker Queen. I think Junker Queen's struggling. I think that we already know that they're going to buff the shout. We saw that from the previous dev blog. I think she's very hard to play. I think the problem with Junker Queen is that her matchup versus other brawl tanks isn't all that good. So other short range tanks are not great. Orisa matchup can be difficult. Malga matchup can be difficult. Even stuff like the Reinhardt and Zarya matchup can be difficult. And all of these things while also having a much more difficult skill floor to access those things. The problem is that she still is a pretty decent tank if you can play her. She's just not a very easy tank to pick up. So she chronically underperforms in that weird way, or chronically overperforms, depending on which way you look at it. So I'm curious to see what they look at here. I would love to continue to increase her value ceiling of what she can do, her own agency. I'm concerned, I've already again talked about this in the previous video, I'm concerned about them buffing her health in terms of her shout, her AoE potential, because that has chronically always been either something that is either not as useful or broken when abused. When she was first released, her overhealth to her teammates was really strong, and it kind of broke the whole off-angle map control. You could just kind of clump up. I'm not a huge fan of this. So let's take a look here. Let's see what they do. Junker Queen, developer comments. Commanding shout has been updated to provide stronger team utility and improve its overall impact. The adjustments reward well-timed use by increasing survivability for both Junker Queen and allies. The reduced duration for Junker Queen is a double-edged sword. She doesn't have the speed boost for as long, but the cooldown rotation is quicker since the cooldown begins once the effect ends. So it doesn't last as long, but she has it more frequently. I think that's overall a good change. Let's take a look here. Junker Queen overhealth increased from 175 to 200. So when she uses it, she gets more overhealth. Allied overhealth is slightly buffed. This is not significant, so this is probably going to be fine. Duration for self reduced from 5 to 4. Allied duration increased by a little bit. It's fine. This is relatively inoffensive. The crucial thing that I would have liked to have seen actually bullet pointed here is what they said here. The cooldown rotation is quicker since the cooldown begins once the effect ends. So I assume that there's no change to that. Okay, maybe there isn't a change to that. So if it lasts 1 second shorter, she gets it back 1 second shorter? I misunderstood what this was trying to say. So that's my bad. So basically they're nerfing it, but saying, hey, it's not so bad. You'll just get it back faster again. Yeah. Okay. 1 second faster for 1 second further duration. If we're looking at things from a strict uptime, it's still a nerf, right? Just because you get it a second faster, if it lasts a second shorter, it doesn't really matter, because yes, you're able to hold on to the overhealth. Your overhealth's probably gone after 5 seconds anyway, but you're able to keep the speed. The speed's gone. I don't know. Sure, I think her cooldown on shout may have been too long, so this is not the end of the world, but this is kind of a neutral change in my opinion. So, neutral change. Malga. What would Malga need? What would Malga change? I think overall Malga's progression has been very healthy. You get the overhealth again quicker, though. That's true. That's true. So I would say probably neutral. Okay. Malga, I think, is in a pretty good spot. I think they still need to work on the way that his weapons function in terms of like how easy it is to just farm tanks like Malga, things like Ramatra, and build overhealth off of those things. I think some of his overrun perk, like to set people on fire, the more accessibility to his slam, the more reward for the slam damage has been good. Malga has progressed slowly in a good, healthy direction. I'm curious to see what they do with Malga. Now, I will say, he is not a good tank right now, so I've always been of the opinion that you need to be very careful about making Malga good, because he's still not quite deserving of good. Let me give you guys an example. Lifeweaver, I would never want a Lifeweaver meta right now, but Lifeweaver being picked more often has been fine because he's a little bit harder to play and has a much healthier skill ceiling with the damage that he can do. Still has his issues, but has earned to be okay, right? I don't think Malga is quite there yet, but I'm open to see what they're willing to do. Berserker Overhealth conversion has been reverted to restore some of Malga's durability to be more balanced toward previous changes. Overhealth conversion rate from this is the specifically his using his weapons to generate overhealth. He converts now more overhealth, more sustain. No, thank you. Nope, that's probably the worst aspect of him besides the cardiac damage reduction. No thanks. So this makes more of his survivability still tied to using his weapons on the fattest target available. Not a fan. He's an underperforming character by a little bit, but I would have preferred the more Orisa approach of buffing certain aspects of his overhealth, or even stuff like the Fortify perk where you get overhealth without using your weapons, so you're still more flexible. This means more of his survivability is tied into using his lifesteal from his weapons, which was by far the most difficult and annoying aspect of his kit. Yeah, to compensate for the DPS passive buff, no? Yeah, probably. Yeah, within that context, absolutely. So I dislike both things. I hate both, right? Nothing's in a vacuum, that's true, but I hate everything. So not the end of the world. This isn't really a major change, but this is just a small negative change. So let's be very clear, guys. Like, I didn't give the disclaimer here. Like, it's not the end of the world. None of these things are going to be the end of the world. Most likely. Not a fan. Not a fan. Berserker also gives overhealth from Overrun, right? Because you set them on fire. Yeah, so skill expression with Malga is through his slam and alternating weapons, but that is not going to be strictly through firing both weapons at the same time. No, we're 2 changes in, so no, the patch is not bad. We don't know yet. All right, Ramatra. I mean, Ramatra really needs a bit more of an overhaul in terms of his cooldown length. I have always felt his cooldowns are too long. I don't expect these things to change. I'm expecting myself not to like. I have never liked the changes they have done to Ramatra. I don't think there's been a single change outside of Vortex, the perk, that I have liked from this character, so I'm expecting myself to be disappointed. But he has generally been a very well-performing tank. The only thing that's been keeping him in check is his really bad matchup versus Orisa. Let's see. Nanite's repair healing per second has been increased to enhance its consistency and overall effectiveness during the short duration of Ravenous Vortex. Yeah, so Ravenous Vortex was just too good. Nanite repair was too bad, so they buffed Nanite repair. Okay. Still Ramatra. Neutral change. This was definitely the more underperforming perk, but I'm not a big fan of this perk, and nothing else has changed, so I don't care. We keep going. Zarya. Chronically banned character. One of the most hated heroes in the game, with how she basically just exists on main and shoots. I think Zarya could use a lot more love with her perks. Her alt fire perk is excellent. A lot of the other perks feel relatively uninspired. I'm curious to see how they lean into more decisions with her. I'm open to some ideas here. Let's see. Spotter and Graviton Crush receive targeted buffs to improve their effectiveness, ensure they remain viable choices alongside their counterpart perks. So the Graviton Crush is the percentage of maximum health using Grav. That is increased from 30 to 40%. Okay, that makes it more effective versus tanks. It just makes it more effective, period, because 10% more of health is not nothing, even versus a squishy. That's still 25 extra health versus a 250 HP target. That's not terrible. I still think alt fire perks can be better the vast majority of the time, but there's an actual choice here. Major perk movement speed increased from 15 to 25%. That's going to be a really saucy one to keep an eye on. So for those of you guys who don't know, the bubbled target that's not you gets increased movement speed. Whereas the Lance one, I believe, is the one that allows you to give you cleave when you're at a higher charge. This is an interesting change. This definitely, I mean, that's a pretty significant movement speed bonus. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. We'll keep an eye on that one. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going here. Tank changes. Neutral. Whatever. No real progression of character design, no real progression for character health, buffing the outliers that made sense. in terms of the perks themselves, but I'm a design guy, and I am not as focused on balance because I don't really care as much about balance unless the character is woefully underperforming. And I just don't care about any of these changes. So yeah, it's fine. It's neutral. C. Let's keep going here. Damage. Bastion. Ooh, what would Bastion? I think Bastion's in a decent spot right now. Trying to think what I would do. I don't have anything that comes to mind with Bastion that isn't digging into the weeds here. I haven't put as much thought about Bastion since the perks because I think he's in a little bit more of a healthy state. So I don't know, to be honest. You already know? I don't know. Well, do I know? I don't know. Oh, I do know? Oh, the model size. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. You're right. This is a good change. This is nice. We like this. I'm dumb. I'm like thinking about everything but the hitbox. This is a good change. This is a great change. Shut up. Stop laughing. I'm sorry, bro. This is good. This is good. I like this. This is a great change. This also implies the possibility for this being done for other characters at some point in time. I know it took a lot of work, so I am going to be sensitive to that and not expect this everywhere. But I think this is a really good change, and this is something that I've been asking for 2 years. Not on Bastion specifically, but being open to this idea for other characters. Tanks that are way too big and suffer as a result. Supports like Zenyatta that are way too fat. Like, instead of giving Zenyatta these crazy defensive tools, just shrink his hitbox a little bit. Characters like Kiriko who have way too tiny of a hitbox and strafe pattern. Just the fact that this is a thing is really big. Good stuff. This is another knob to tweak. Yes. All right. Echo. Echo is going to get a buff, almost certainly. I think Echo needs help. I think her perks are mid. I think the shield change that they gave her was really great, but still not quite enough. I think she's one of the hardest characters to play right now. I'm curious to see what they do with this character. I think the biggest problems with Echo is that she's basically a sticky bot. If she hits her stickies, she wins. If she doesn't hit her stickies, she dies. That's basically it. So let's see here. Let's see. Reducing the speed of Echo's tri-shot improves its effectiveness at range. The spread, not the speed. I'm dumb. Making more consistent option for highly mobile characters. Spread decreased. Wow. This definitely allows her to lean more into her HP. So this is important. They had to make a choice here. Do you want to make her more effective in the mid ranges, which she's just not very good at? Or do you want to give her more HP so that she's more of a verticality dive character, aka kind of like a Genji? They leaned more into the spread, which I think I like better because it's what separates her as a flyer from some of the other characters. You have characters like Pharah, Genji, Reaper, Venture, Torb that just are more consistent up close, and it also expands her flexibility to not just be around her stickies. She actually has slightly more medium range, so it spreads her value over more tools besides just her stickies. Because if you buff Beam, I agree that Beam is not very good, but you're basically kind of pigeonholing her into that range, beam range, sticky range, same thing. No point really using your poke all that much. This, we'll have to wait and see how this is executed and how this feels, but I like the spirit of this change. Yeah, because she already is a very powerful character in medium range, short range, when she has her cooldowns, and very bad when she doesn't. This kind of gives you more nuance of how you play. What about a hitbox change for Echo? Maybe. I mean, I don't think she's that fat, to be honest. I think she's a pretty reasonable size, but yeah, I'm not so sure. So this is something I'm willing to give a shot. So far pretty good. Definitely interesting. Pharah. What would you change with Pharah? Probably more tweaks to her shield buff over her moving barrage. I think it's an underrated perk. I don't think it's necessarily better than moving barrage, but I do think it's underrated. Maybe more shield HP. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Shield health regeneration triggers when landing direct hits with rockets. Whoa! Okay. I'm okay with that. That's huge. Helps a lot with the type of playstyle that perk is supposed to enable, which is kind of self-sufficient flanker. Now, keep in mind that shield health regeneration is still very slow, but it's very similar to Control-Alt-Escape. Now, let me kind of give you guys that analogy. If you've never played Sombra before and you've never played with Control Alt Escape, you will not know how powerful the uptime from that perk is, which is why it's basically a must pick for that character. This opens up way more uptime with a character that they're trying to lean into a less pocket spam tank playstyle. This might be too strong. This might not be enough. I don't know. I like the spirit of this change. I'm going to go and see it. Good stuff. Cool. DPS changes so far are really good. Reaper. They've done continuous creep on dire triggers, improving it. I think the damage after Wraith, the lifesteal after Wraith is still a decent perk. I think the teleport range is decent. I think the Soul Globe is garbage. I really understand why they did it because it's the nostalgia, but it's just not great. Anything that is reliant off of securing an elimination and then walking over something, it's just not all that useful. Post-elimination perks are just generally bad or overrated in general. That applies to all characters, but the Soul Globe one is an especially punishing weird one. I love it. It's cool. It's just never something that I would ever seriously pick. So I'm hoping that they're going to lean more into that. Heroes like Reaper Trace had their damage reduced in the past due to the shift to the 5v5 format, so tanking less frequent peeling made flanking heroes more effective, along with their strong performance in certain maps. This is now less of a concern with the introduction of map voting and hero bans, which helps limit overperformance, so we're restoring some of their damage potency. Uh-oh. Reaper does more damage. Okay. Interesting. They're keeping the globes. I was not expecting this, my friends. Now, I'm sure that they have statistics aside. Statistics that Gavin has said maybe will come live, maybe sometime soon. So we can kind of judge more of these changes within context. This is not a major damage change, to be fair. Alex said that? Yeah. That's right. He said it on Reddit. You're right. I remembered it. Whatever. Sure. Neutral. Reaper's not that great versus Winston. He's good versus Winston, but since the armor changes, he's not amazing. Like, this is not that big of a deal. But I'm kind of neutral on this. Let's keep going. Soldier. I mean, Soldier's cheeks. Until they change freaking heal station, he's cheeks. This is probably going to be another, like, Helix buff or damage buff. I just wish they deal with healing station, to be honest with you guys. The fact that we still have that cooldown in its same format, it is the worst cooldown in the game. Not in terms of necessarily strength, just its strength / design. It just sucks. It sucks. This character that is all about rapid mid-fight rotations has a heal station that lasts, 5 seconds? It's just terrible. It's just terrible. So I'm hoping that this has changed. I'm not expecting it to, but yeah. Okay, so this is just, I guess, a quality of life change with the stim pack. Not a big deal. Tracer damage buffed. Oh my gosh. I mean, I like Tracer, guys. I mean, Tracer metas are honest metas because you can always just beat Tracer playing any other character. But we're back to 6, boys. The reason... Okay, so...
We are back to 6.
Thank you for the subs, guys. Yeah. Most of you guys aren't going to necessarily suffer with this all that much. Again, the reason why Tracer is by far the most honest DPS character in the entire game is the fact that it requires a level of execution to beat that any ranked player up to Masters is going to be able to counterplay, right? That being said, this is a pretty significant buff. And she does have a pretty strong perk set as well. Percocet, okay. Now, I don't know what her win rates are looking like. I don't know what her pick rates are looking like. I know she's pretty strong right now, like stayed relevant at the highest ranked, but I have no idea what she's doing like elsewhere. It's so weird to buff a character because of bans and map pools because they'll overperform where they were. Yeah, it was a weird justification with Reaper and Tracer. But I guess the idea is that maybe Push and Flashpoint get banned more. I don't know. I think it is a risky move without really knowing how the map voting is going to shake out. I'm not smart enough to know, guys. I'm like, yeah, Havana's going to get banned. Yeah, I think jackasses like me can predict that. Not every time, but yeah. But how much Push or Flashpoint are we going to see? I know support players don't like Push and Flashpoint. They don't like moving, especially Flashpoint, right? So maybe they get banned more often. Remember, guys, when we talk about ban metas start with a kernel. They're like a freaking pearl. You start with a kernel of truth, like Sombra's really freaking annoying. Zarya's really freaking annoying. And then the meta grows to a disproportionate level because the cult, hey, drive safe, love you. Because the culture kind of, like the meta kind of builds around that, right? It's built around a grade of truth that people don't like Sombra. But then it always exacerbates. It always grows to a level beyond it. So if that happens with Flashpoint, then yeah, I don't know. And I do think Tracer's pretty flexible. I don't think Tracer's as map situational as Reaper. So I'm open to seeing. It is a very risky change, though, doing this without knowing the consequences. I don't think it's going to be a big deal out of all the DPS to receive a buff like this. It's going to be Tracer, but yeah. Venture.
Despite making me so happy, scares me because their justification for the buffs is you guys can just ban him, ban his good maps to balance
it is weird. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, I don't know. Venture, what does Venture need? I mean, Venture's perks are, I think the melee perks kind of meh. Everyone's always like, oh, the melee, it's broken the shields. It's so incredibly niche. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. This probably due to something like a statistic of over or underperforming. The change improves Venture's damage output by increasing fire rate. Whoa, they're buffing the fire rate? Yo, that's actually pretty significant. So the combo's not buffed, but just general pressure's increased. That's pretty big, guys. I know it's only 0.1, but for one from 0.7 to 0.6 is a pretty large change percentage-wise. Yeah, like 14, yeah, something percent. 14.28 or something like that. Okay, whatever. Ryan got a pretty big buff with the last patch, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay, support. Lifeweaver. Might be a nerf. I hope it's to sustain and not any of the quality of life changes they've made. Let's see. Successful cleansing and debuff now reduces life grip's cooldown, improving the usefulness. Life grip's cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds if a debuff is cleansed. Yo. Now, crucially, this is the minor perk. This is not a global change to his kit. If you choose the perk that nobody freaking chose, let's be very clear. Nobody freaking chose that perk because it was cheeks. Life grip cleanses. Who gives a frick? Well, now you're rewarded if you get a cleanse by a 4-second reduction, which is not that much. I still don't think, does this count with the DPS passive? I don't think so. It shouldn't. If it does, that's kind of interesting. But honestly, even if it did, it's still not going to be broken because the other perk is too broken. Like, let's keep in mind, everyone's like, parting gift, who gives a frick? Yeah, parting gift is whatever. The other minor perk gives you a permanent 10 healing per second. Permanent. And this is what you're competing with here. Now, if you're never being dove, the map doesn't allow you to be dove, maybe this is useful. But to be honest with you guys, if you're never being dove, you should be taking space and forcing your value. I still don't see this perk being, I just don't see this perk being better most of the time. But this is a good idea, and I'm glad that they're trying with it. Okay, good to know, Gavin. So it shouldn't apply to the DPS passive. But I guess, but the other perk is just too good. Lucio probably should deserve a buff. Lucio is a great example, a little bit like Tracer, but significant. Not, I guess the analogy doesn't really carry, but like Tracer's fine in ranked. Lucio is fine in ranked. He's just really hard, and I would say he's even harder than Tracer skill floor wise, or value floor wise, just because there are so many maps. He's not near as flexible as Tracer. Requires a level of execution much higher because he doesn't have the same level of mobility. Lucio, oh man, I think the damage is fine. I don't know if they're going to give him 250 HP. That wouldn't be a bad change, but might be too much. Maybe an aura increase. Maybe some of his perks get some minor changes here. I'm curious. This change makes his passive healing more impactful, better aligned. Base healing increase from 16 to 20 health. Sure. I don't think this is broken. This is fine. This is also more about building his ultimate a little bit faster as well and making him slightly more useful in taking duels. It's fine. I don't know, Soren. I don't know if it scales. I would assume it does not scale. I would assume that his amp healing stays the same. Sure. I don't think Moira needs her 250. I think Moira's in a pretty good spot right now, especially with her perks. Paul, if I think of the sub.
Ads be gone.
Moira. Ooh, I think Moira's fine right now. I mean, design-wise, Moira's not fine, but that's not going to happen here. So, trouble thinking for the sub. I think all of her perks are pretty balanced, to be honest with you guys. Like, I think there's upsides and downsides for all of her perks. They're all good. I don't know what they would change with Moira. I think she's fine. If she's underperforming, then she's Moira, so she deserves to. I'm surprised to see her here. No. Now, again, this is not done in a vacuum, even with, especially with the Lucio change too. This is the DPS passive buff. But then don't buff the DPS passive! Sorry. And buffing Moira's sustain is by far the least interesting aspect of the character. Her burst heal is still relevant when you combine it with Heal Orb. I believe it's the highest healing per second in the game, even with a recent BAP change. If you have Heal Spray plus Heal Orb, it's the best burst heal in the entire game on a single target over like a couple of seconds. So if you're trying to buff her sustain heal, that's a mistake, especially when the DPS passive is exactly for that situation, sustain healing. No. This is why we don't do forced passives onto roles and then creep them higher when we feel that they're not quite doing the job enough. Remember, for those of you guys that don't know, the DPS passive is the least interesting strategic execution of a unique role passive / team play in the entire game. It rewards brain dead follow of one target, the most obvious target on the battlefield, which is the tank. And even though the tank has a reduced version of the DPS passive, they are still increasing the value of that DPS on that target. The point of high-level Overwatch is split focus synchronized on multiple targets at the same time. Not 5 different targets. This isn't deathmatch, but multiple targets. When you reward focusing on one target all at the same time, one healing, just glut. This is not this isn't going to change the way the game is going to be played, but it's moving. It's not moving in the right direction. This is what you see. This is why. This is not an accident that we've seen a little bit of healing creep here with the increase of the DPS passive. They want healing. They want it to be reliant off of DPS pressure to secure kills. More so, which is a mistake. It's a mistake. You don't need to force a unique identity of DPS. The fact that they don't have to worry about sustain and pressure at the same time is what makes DPS unique. In addition, the comparison between DPS and support is that DPS generally have faster cycles, right? So support generally has windows of vulnerability around their longer cooldowns. DPS do not as often. Yeah, this is also says secondary fire. This should be primary fire, but whatever. Zenyatta. I mean, here we go. Like, is it going to be a Harmony Orb buff?
Ana has 93.75 base, plus 50% from nade.
Ana's got better when committing nade. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. I mean, yeah. Maybe. Duality struggle due to the number of conditions required for activation. Increase the converted damage, improves its effectiveness when those conditions are met. So duality is when you're shooting a discorded target, correct? You convert some of that damage into your sustain onto the target that you've Harmony Orbed, correct? So when you have a Harmony on tank and you discord and shoot the enemy tank, I don't know if the discord's a factor or if it's just raw damage output. I can't remember. You transition some of that. I mean, this is a bad perk, and this is probably a perk that need buff, so sure. Yeah. Is this going to go down another season 9? No. This is very minor, all things considered. Very minor. Competitive ranks reset with Stadium. Again, this is not a shocker. This is the Marvel Rivals more casual engagement-focused system, but at least Overwatch is transparent with it. Players, Sigma Jung's in. I'm trying to see. Esperanza has been added. This is all Stadium stuff. We're not going to focus on as much on Stadium. It's not the Stadium's as important. It's just I haven't put as much time into it. So, see if there's anything super crucial here. I'm not going to go over the Stadium stuff as much. I encourage you guys to do that on your own. Looks like there's a lot of changes, which is good to see. I think variety in this game mode is crucial. Let's see if there's anything else in bug fixes. This is still Stadium. Stadium bug fixes. Yeah, okay. I mean, this patch is pretty. Not gonna lie to you guys, there's just not a lot that happened, and most of what happened was mostly neutral. I think by far the most interesting changes, the ones that I liked the most, were from the damage. You got hitboxes with Bastion, you got Echo getting some of her poke back, some cool tweaks to perks from Pharah, some interesting changes to Tracer, Reaper, and Venture for sure. But honestly, kind of an whatever patch. Just nothing really happened here a whole lot, for better or worse. I definitely am not a fan of the health passive. I'm not a fan of the DPS passive. I wasn't a fan of a lot of the tank changes and some of the support changes, but there's nothing that your game is not going to feel all that much different. I think the ones to keep an eye on by far are going to be little things like a little bit of the tank meta that may or may not change. The map voting is by far the most significant thing. Keep an eye on Tracer, keep an eye on Reaper, keep an eye on seeing if teams, like how much Moira sustain actually increases. Just little things, but there's not a whole lot. I would say give it a C-. C-. C being an average patch. This one feels like there was more negative to say than positive, but not by much, and most of the changes were relatively small. So I'll go C-. Map voting is going to be the big one that could bump it either down a tier, because map voting just doesn't do anything at all, or map voting is really good. It could be a B. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm interested to try some of the hacks and hygiene stuff. I'm interested to try the new Flashpoint map. But yeah, okay. You feel like Stadium is cannibalizing a lot of the base game development now? From what I understand, Stadium has its own development team. What I would predict instead is that there's way more development team time going into what's coming next. I don't know what that would be necessarily, whatever. I assume either new hero. We talked about all the reworked maps. But yeah, this is by far the quietest season that we've had in probably a year. Yeah, and the new map too. That's true. New map voting, that's by far the most interesting stuff. Was there anyone you would have wanted to see have changes? I mean, you guys know me, man. I would have loved to see more exploration of different perks. I still don't like May perks. I still think some of the perks could have been a lot more interesting and thoughtful in terms of just receiving raw buffs. Like, if you notice, there were very few actual perk changes here. Like, very few, especially even compared to freaking mid-season patch, right? The only one that's worth pointing out is this Pharaoh one, which I liked, and the Lifeweaver one, which I also liked. That's it. That's it. So no perk changes really at all. So weird. Do you think map voting isn't healthy for the game as a concept? I don't know. I had more confidence that hero ban voting would be overall a pretty good change, and I stand by that. I definitely think there's negatives. We'll maybe be debating with Ralph about that later this week or next week. But map voting, I don't know. I really don't know. Weird. Weird. Not bad. Terrible weird. Just weird. You have more confidence in map voting than hero bans being good for the game. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely safer, you know? It's definitely safer. Maybe it's my own hubris kind of showing there where I was like so sure of myself, you know what I'm saying? But I was pretty sure that hero bans would, in theory, be better for the game. I'm not saying there's not downsides. Of course there's downsides, but yeah. Now, I could see what you could say that, like, okay, a lot of changes. They wanted to give DPS passive and they dealt with stuff individually. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the DPS passive as a whole. I don't think it's the end all be all. It's not that big of a deal. It's more of like, it feels like they have to give a role an identity in that regard. And that, to be honest with you guys, just feels pointless, you know? Who cares if we bend the rules of what... Like, I've been a big fan of that, even with random crap like Symmetra. Who gives a frick if Symmetra has more of a support, like, utility stuff, you know? I think every support needs to have a healing option. But how much healing that they have to give? I don't know. Who cares? You know? Let's bend the rules a little bit, you know? Feel like map voting will kill map variety? Yeah, we'll see. Is it Jungle Queen Cage going to be a big hit to Jungle Queen players? You will notice it. You will notice it slightly. All ranks will, yes. Will it be a big hit? I don't know. Not sure. Haven't they already said that next season everyone's getting new perk? Yeah, so this is kind of what I'm saying. This is I feel like this is a transition season, for better or worse. So, yeah. Map voting is a big deal. New map is a big deal. And I will be honest with you guys, in years past, we would have considered this to be a big deal because we were starved for content. We've just been very spoiled recently. And from what I understand, I assume stuff we've been charging up for what's happening in the future. So I don't give a frick. Oh, I need to update the headline. Would you guys like...
I think a level up is in order.
Would you guys like a updated perk guide? I was planning on not doing that today because I would need to test more stuff, but I'm actually not so sure that I need to test anything. I might play some Pharah and quick play, like screw around and see how it feels, but I actually don't think that I was expecting way more changes, and I don't need to test very much at all. So I think that we can actually like pretty quickly go like right in and go ahead and take a look. Because I actually think my opinions have changed since I first started. I think my initial read was pretty accurate, but it's definitely changed. I wasn't smart enough to spot things like the Moira perk. I'm trying to think what else. Like obviously like Reaper's kind of been crept up a little bit. So let's toy around with a little bit of Pharah here. Yeah, Chain Lightning, I think, okay, so I think I can elaborate on the Winston Majors a little bit more. I was correct with Chain Lightning. People way undervalued it, and then it went around. But it is very dependent on what composition you're playing. So anything that breaks your bubble quickly, Chain Lightning is just way better. But if not, the other one, you know? And yeah, we should try to play the new map, too. Good point. Is there a way to play the new map right away? Okay, so when is the hijinks stuff coming out? I assume later. Let's queue damage right now. Just force Pharah and maybe see if we can find the new map. Let's just do one quick play game and maybe we'll do PUGs. July 15th. Okay, mid-season. That's the hijinks. But the patch, the map is new? Not? Wait. Interesting. Oh, man. Man, maybe we should do some PUGs, guys. Let's just see the map voting really fast here. And then maybe we should just jump in. I'm in A.
Vote for a map.
Hey. Would you guys like to do PUGs? Like maybe some viewer PUGs on the new map? We might do it. In like 10 minutes maybe. I feel like I'd want to play a few games and maybe we could talk about some of the map angles and stuff. Captain, thank you for the sub. And if we do it, it won't be subs only or Patreon. Anybody can do it. We'll do a drawing or whatever, and I'll gimmick it so that only people that pay me money will get it. So yeah, if depending on how long, so here's the subtle self-plug here. Depending on how long you guys are going to be around, if you don't get a chance to see the updated perk list, it will be on YouTube. So
so much I do not understand.
if you haven't subscribed and given me your firstborn child, now is your opportunity
Experience
on YouTube.
comes with time.
What rank for PUGs? It will probably be Platinum Masters, probably. Not a huge discrepancy, but I mean, honestly, we could do low rank PUGs too, because I could just not play. I could spectate and explore. That might be kind of useful too.
What? Initial flashpoint. Station.
Try left angle.
Repositioning.
Oy, oy. Frick, frick, frick. Frick. I thought we pushed forward a little faster, that's my bad. No way. No way. There we go. Yeah, map is gorgeous so far, but from the 0.2% that I've explored. So I'm using my jump jet because you move faster while you use fuel, so I get my overfuel. No way we lose this. You're losing this. Oi, oi, oi.
Aerial positioning underway. Repositioning.
Oh no, too far. I'm lost. Frick. I didn't know my disengage route. What are your thoughts on current OWCS? Every Saturday that I have watched OWCS, even when the matches were like one-sided or bad. Why am I lagging? Okay. They've been really fun to watch.
They outnumber us. Keep it tight.
Station lost. Next flashpoint.
Attack the objective.
Oh, frick. She's right here. Frick! It's the same stupid spot. No! I'm too high up to disengage. Shoot.
Always more to learn.
I'm gonna commit a war crime. I'm being stalked. Look at purple. I'm gonna. Oh yes. I haven't even had a chance to build my perk, bro.
Establishing aerial position.
Frickin', we lost our. I'm so watching this character. Dude, I just have no explanation. And why are you still saying no glass? Like, this, what is this, 2023? Or 4? Or, I don't know. I don't remember.
Engaging thrusters.
Who said it? Who's gonna get...
Rains from above.
I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm going... I just... There isn't anything left to say anymore. I don't know.
Always more to learn.
1 in 6. Who's James Bond's, like, slightly older cousin? Slightly more competent? Oh, we're getting trolled. Okay. I'm dead again. I'm dead again. I've died again. I've passed away.
Garden. Ithaic.
No way I died of this Lucio. No way I died of this Lucio.
Thank you. I will not waste this opportunity.
I'm gonna do it. It's over.
Over there.
Over there. They're attacking the point. Stop them.
Like I can't even. Okay, this is literally not where I want to be.
Damage increase.
This angle's not gonna work.
Up and away.
Minor perk unlocked.
Wait. Let's try the perk now, finally. Frick. Frick you, buddy.
Targeting hostile.
They outnumber us. Keep it tight. Aerial positioning underway.
Look at these fans. No, I'm gonna do it. Ah!
Heroes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do custom games. This is just the worst. This is just the worst.
Time for the reckoning.
Come on, you don't want this. Ha! I spit on your grave, garbage. IQ maybe? Yeah. Nah, that's fine.
Defeat.
Let's do custom games, guys. Let's do custom games. I don't really think I need to test the far change all that much because pretty much exactly how you use the other perk is the exact same way you use this perk, which is basically when you're isolated or taking deeper flanks, it's really good because it just kicks your HP back in. But you do have to hit a direct for it to work. Yeah, there's nothing really... Oh, stadium. Nice. Okay. Let's do a map driveway. Before we do custom games, I want to do a map drive-by. Well, my brain is turned off. Okay, so Atlas. No.
Time to save the world.
I messed up. Hang on.
Game on.
Okay.
Cheers, love. It's
So initial starting. Here's point number 1 here.
back we go.
Flank angle here, verticality here, and this is the point? Yeah, this is the point here. Which is odd, but it's fine. It's cool. I'm just gonna kind of do a drive-by. I'm not gonna like overanalyze this right now. You know what, this might be easier from... Let me do this instead. Yeah, I know this isn't main. This is main. So the points here, either side can approach from low ground, high ground, where the health packs should be a health pack here, but there isn't. Where's the health pack? Where's the health pack? No health packs. Interesting. You can approach from either outside. Point's a little bit open, but you can approach from multiple different angles. Oh, this is an airport. No, you're good. You're good. Okay, and then this is the other point here, which has verticality. The health packs are weird. There's like only minis here. You know, like I'm used to having like a big old honker here, you know, like a big mega, you know? There's nothing there. Just minis. Megas are closer towards spawn. Now, I remember one thing that they talked about is they said that the spawn, they've tried to compress space by having the forward spawns be underneath, which is really good. So there's not as much wasted space. Okay, there's a mega there. This should approach to the point, and it does. This also wraps around to right side. And then you can take high ground. It should be high ground for the point. Yep. But the high ground for the point isn't like oppressive. There's like opportunity cost for taking it, you know? And then this transition point here. Yeah, this is the new map. So this is the point. Transition point you should be able to reach the new point from here, but it compresses you back in, so you're not allowed to stay in the perimeter, right? Okay. Then this transition point here has minis all along the way. There should be a mega around here somewhere. Should be here. Yeah, okay, there's one there. Is that mirrored? No, it's only on this side here. Okay, so and then you should be able to transition around the outside. There's your mini. This transitions to high ground from multiple different directions. This should wrap underneath at the point, and it does. Should wrap all the way around behind. There's your jump pad up to top. But crucially, do you guys notice it? There's no mega. Again, there's no mega circulating the point. To reach megas, you have to leave the point space entirely. This, I feel like, has to be by design. Okay, well, there's a mega there. Catch me not going main, but going off to the flank and chilling. Okay, this should have access to high ground. It does. There's a little bit of cover here. Both high grounds, okay. Health pack, transition from coast, should wrap to point. And it does, okay. There's your point. It's going to be mirrored on both sides, so we don't need to investigate this too much, right? Okay, other side point. So these have been pretty blasé points, like high grounds, dive areas, flat, nothing super crazy. I'm looking at the architecture here. There's purple, bluish, greenish. Then this seems to be more orange and red, maybe? We'll have to look in a second. This can be accessed.
Areas with the minis and wraparounds look like brig mischief.
Yeah, to be honest with you, bricks, I say bricks, brisket, anything is a brig mischief spot for you, my friend. This is point. What? Weird. Okay, this is a weird point. So this one is clearly brawl centric, right? Like you can a lot more congested space, and not a lot of high grounds that you cannot access. But there's some verticality. This should wrap around behind. Patch notes got C minus. Mega. I need to update title. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is Flashpoint. Okay. External transition. That always compresses you back towards the middle. Never lets you wrap all the way around behind. Otherwise, there'd be a door case here. I think that's by design, because if you could, you just stay the perimeter anyway. You need to kind of be forced back into the action. They found a good balance with that with the recent Survivasa and new junk reworks. Mini. Point.
Spillo, is Tracer finally back?
Yes, Tracer's definitely back. Thanks for the sub, mate. Yeah, okay. This is weird. Maybe it'd be too strong if there was a doorway here, but I'd expect a pathway to lead towards here. You know what I'm saying? So you could walk up there, Azana. That's a little bit unusual. So that's more if you have the verticality. Otherwise, you're probably going to be positioning stuff like this here. Okay. Initial grade. I don't give letter grades on map designs because I think you have to play them a lot more to give an initial grade. I think pretty good, pretty passive, pretty passable, right? Not as much wasted space as some of the other maps that we've seen, like Samoa. Pretty flexible with what you can do. I would say solid. We'll have to wait and see how it's played out. Could be great, could be mid, but I would be shocked if this was a bad map. I would be shocked if this was a bad map. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, chat. Let's do some pugs. To join, you don't need to do anything outside of be accessible on my Discord. Well, actually, you don't even need to be on my Discord. You know, you need to be logged into Overwatch. That's the only thing. That's the only metric. I'm gonna start playing with you guys. So I'm going to let's do this. I'm going to make it plat to masters. And I will decide, we'll balance accordingly. I will need your battle tag. If you win, I will let you know. Hang on. And I will need your battle tag and what your preferred role is. One preferred role, please. One preferred role. Okay. The keyword is play. Play. P-L-A-Y. You don't need exclamation mark. And this needs to be plat, diamond, or masters. This season or the previous season. Obviously not this season. Previous season. Let me update the command here. So for new folks, they can commands edit viewer doing giveaways every 30 minutes or so. You don't have to say your, okay, so I need to add that instead. You don't need to say your battle tag or what preferred role right now. It's only if you win. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Swift Justice, battle tag, and roll, and rank. I will fill, because I can fill pretty easily here. We'll do another one. Grandma, battle tag, ranked, and roll. And we'll do one more. So YouTube, just jump in Twitch chat. You don't have to watch the stream, just drop it in Twitch stream. So we have a plat 1 tank. Excellent. And we have a fill high masters all roles. Okay, I will keep you on the spec for right now until I know where I need you. If you are a full flex in all roles, that's fine. Just be very clear exactly. Why are you not letting me have more than... Okay, let's roll again. Arietta. Oh, yeah, nice Arietta. Where do you prefer to play Arietta? And Yazins. We'll do 2 at a time here. Probably going to run 2 at a time. We're going to run 2 at a time. Arietta wants support. And Arietta, you're diamond, right? Where are you? Okay. Yeah, we'll probably run 2 or maybe 3. What if a master on console? It's crossplay because it's custom game. Doesn't matter. Meat Scepter, all rolls plat. Okay, we'll put you on tank. We will roll 2 more. If I win and I'm flex, should I just say flex? Yeah, you could say flex. It's okay. Yeah. Captain Ricard and Ike alike. Battle tag, rank, and preferred role or flex. So we have plat tank, diamond support, masters all roll flex. Diamond support. Awesome. If you've said play already, you should be good to go. Because I still have everyone still in there. Masters tank. Okay, so bad news is we already have tank. I should have clarified. I'm sorry. If you remind me and you're still around, Ike, in the next one, I'll get you in the next one. But you're welcome to join if you're diamond or plat on support or DPS if you'd like. You can DPS too. What would you say your DPS rank is? Diamond 2? Perfect. Jump on in. It's not letting me get the invite. Just let me know when you're ready for the invite. Okay, so no more tanks. So if you are... We need DPS and supports right now, so we're going to keep going. Oh, that is very loud. Oh my days, that is loud. Yow. Cheers, GK. Wrath and explosions. Just type play if you'd like to be joined into the drawing. We have a few more slots available. Wrath, you won already, so I just need your battle tag, rank, and roll. Same thing for you, explosions. All right, what's your role, rank, etc.? Can I withdraw? I don't have my Overwatch updated. If you get chosen, yes, it's fine. DPS or support. So what rank are you? And high diamond? Okay. Well, on both? Explosion just waiting for you. And then also, Ike, I need to get you invited when you're... Okay, so yes, high diamond. Just gonna try and invite Ike again here. There's Ike. So that's diamond DPS, so we're so far pretty even here. That's okay. We're just waiting for explosions, but if explosions doesn't jump in here, I'm gonna jump in. Diamond and all rolls. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think logging into I have an explosion. So explosions. All right, we need one more here. We'll say diamond. We need a. I would say a. Okay, let's just see who we win. We'll see who wins. We can balance it. Folded axis, battle tag, rank, and preferred roles. Hopefully DPS is support because we don't need a tank. Fingers crossed. If you can play plat, diamond, and masters, you should be okay. You might be cooked. Okay. And then we'll do one more. Kronos. Preferred role, rank. Umbreon, Masters 5 DPS. Okay. We will get you in right now, and then we will get Swift Justice on the other team on DPS. And then Kronos. Hope, do you play support? Plat 2 DPS and support. Okay, perfect. That works out nicely. All right, perfect. And I will go on to support on the other side, and then I will move myself here. This should be fair-ish. Within 200, a tier or two. Should be. So, just left to right. tank, 2 DPS, 2 support. Matchmaking should be okay, but have fun. No tears. GG's. Okay. No, we're good for now. We will after the 2 games we'll re-go. I'll try Brig to start. Turn on the game audio just a tiny bit here.
Breaking me down just builds me up.
Oh, frick.
One more mission, huh? I'm in.
Wait.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Okay. We were on 300% movement speed. I refreshed it, but apparently it didn't apply. Yeah, we could scrum code it. I'll maybe do that next round then. Get on ball? My bad, dude.
Just builds me up.
Overwatch again, Cassidy. Haven't been proven unworthy of your talents.
Well, it's that or spend the rest of my life passed out in various diners.
There are other options.
I think we need to contest high ground from there. I think there's a short
That one's my
angle
third choice.
to rotate to top, no?
5, 4, 3, 1.
Like, I think it's left, right?
Flashpoint.
Surely.
Station.
We can do this. Catching you up.
Maybe not. Let me try. Like, yeah. This is the play.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Frick.
Flashpoint unlocked.
No. I trolled. Yeah, I trolled. I need to hit one of my whips there. Still winnable potentially. Oh, no. No, it's not winnable. I don't think. Unless we kill the Sojourn now. I like the rotations in this map. It feels like you feel like you have options.
Over again.
Report here now.
Yeah, catch that speed ring. Shoot.
I got you.
I'm taking the objective.
What? That was weird. You guys hear that? Shut up, Rax. This map feels pretty intuitive so far, which is good. Like, the places that you think there should be, there are. Rotations that make sense are.
Helping you recover. Run into me.
No, we're fine. Even when I win, I lose.
Next, Flashpoint. Bazaar.
Hang on, T.
Man. Like, this should give me high ground, and it does. Yeah.
Let me take care of that. You'll fix it.
Wait, she's just going. How the frick did they just walk through that? Frick. I'm probably staggering here. Okay. We're doing custom games. The far experiment I realized was pointless because I suck, and also pointless because I already know the answer.
Trust in the process.
Frick, man. No, 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 no.
I'll be waiting if you want to try again. It's okay. Shield under fire. I can protect you.
Does this go anywhere I want to go? I don't know. Kind of, not really. Ah, frick, the attacks suck. Okay, we're good. Ah! Sure, the movement speed's pretty useful. Nope, nope, no, no. Ah! Nice. Ah. She has ult, I think, so I have to be careful. I mean, I'm telling you, so far everything feels pretty intuitive. We're only on 2 out of 5, but I've not been blindsided by anything rotationally wise, which kind of, and my map rotation instincts are pretty good, so that's a good sign. At least for an initial, like, eye check, you know? It's a little bit far for me.
Maybe you should just stay out of my way. I'll cover you. Special delivery.
Frick. That's okay. We got picked early.
I should think that one over again.
We must accelerate.
Special delivery.
Correct.
Helping you recover. I'll keep focusing.
No, I I greeted my ult a little bit. I should have just used it. I got kind of latency gap there as well, but I don't think I turned around in time.
Okay, I'm ready to go again. The objective is mine. Look at me go. Let me help you with that. My ultimate is ready. Fire.
I can really challenge this guy pretty easily here.
Rally to me.
Ooh.
Face my burn.
Watch this right. Ah, dang it. Never mind, guys.
Special delivery.
Never say watch this. Nice, okay. We'll do the scrim code afters. I think this is relatively fair. We'll just try it again, and we'll try it. I'll maybe go on a slightly different.
Play of the game.
Maybe I will go. We'll do it again.
Meteor strike.
Okay. I might go into slightly worse support from me. Yeah, I used it. Thank you, Mocha. I might go Lucio or something here, just to try out Lucio for fun. Not because
I'm here to be heard.
the skin is just awful. I hate the skin so much.
Boom!
Yeah, we can pause.
Group up.
Just if you can't get back in though, you're screwed. Let me know when you're ready. Oh, your mic weren't. Oh, I mean, we weren't really using mics, but yeah, sure. Your team was mic'd up? Okay. You're back? Okay. I guess we're just gonna start because we don't have to ready up right away. I need Ike to pick a hero and then we're good to go.
Oh, can't beat this feeling.
Ready. Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
I'm good to go.
Okay, we're ready then.
I'm ready.
5, 4, 3,
Hopefully they're ready.
1.
Break up the game.
Touching station.
I'm the center of the healing system. Gotta go.
Oh no, okay, chat, listen. I made a prediction of what this Zarya would do for a really dumb reason. And then she didn't. She waited. She waited. I didn't think she would wait. I didn't think she would wait.
Yeah, I'm turning up.
That's my bad. I take full responsibility for that. Ah, frick.
It's an uphill fight. Careful.
Okay.
Junker Queen.
You should have stayed Winston.
Blasted.
The name's Cassidy.
No, what the frick? Stop going to comfort. We lost one fight. It's okay. Beating charge, rip. No! Shoot.
Crank up the game.
No one can stop me!
Ugh.
This is my favorite part. Sped you up, you did the rest.
Come on! Up! Up! I command you to up!
Catch these healing waves.
Step right up.
Someone who killed me! Oh man. I died. Somebody shot the freaking Genji. Yeah, this map's new.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Hello. My ultimate is ready.
My ultimate is
Nah. Frick, dude. I think the boop distance is pretty useful here. Shoot, man.
Oh man, they messed up the sparkles on my suit.
Next flashpoint. Bazaar.
What's going on?
I'm here.
Cheers, Halva.
Join me.
There they are. Get ready.
Oh, let's break it. Damn. No invading my space. Raise the sun.
No, 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 no. I'm really bad here.
Let's get some healing beats going.
Step right up.
Okay, he should die. Oh no! No! This fricker! No! No! Ah, you rat! Ah! This is just disappointing. This guy's, you know, he's checking stream. I knew it. You don't just fricker. You saw it.
Louder this time.
No, no, he's checking stream after he killed me. I'm not saying he's screen peeking. Okay, he's gonna grab this, I think. This is questionable push. We gotta split. Anti-synergy? Hit a shot challenge, hit a shot challenge, hit a shot challenge.
this.
Bazaar. Secure. Next, flashpoint. Resort.
Hey, before I kick you over there.
Over there.
Let's get some EMPs going. Get into it.
Frick. No!
Step right up.
Bro, why am I on 150 latency? I think we're in a European lobby.
Raise the sonosphere.
Ay, ay, ay. Frick, I split too far. I split too far. I split too far. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. We're good, we're good, we're good. We're so good. We're so good.
Next track.
Ramatra. At your side.
Turn it up, turn it up. My ultimate is charging. Healing signal incoming.
Now I felt like there might have been. No, 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 no. My chat. Ah! I felt like there might have been a corridor there that wasn't there. So I don't know if that's just me or not, though.
Make some noise, planet people.
I'm gonna do it, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Frick. We can get this guy. We can get this guy. Maybe? No.
Oh, let's break it.
What the frick? You fricker! Where's my Cassidy? Am I crazy?
In 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, he's
Over here. Hands on. Let's get some EMPs going. You want that powder? Boom, boom. Look at us go. Give on. That was gold.
Ah! Frick, man, we almost had that. Yeah, this latency is a little high.
You know, it's not always gonna be a top
Man.
hit.
way too much connection from that. He hit way too many people with that. I didn't get the boop soon enough. I was not ult tracking.
Next track. My ultimate is ready. Let's do this. I am ready to activate the sound barrier. Oh, let's break it.
Shoot. Shoot. We screwed that up all the way through. Man. Well, actually, I think it's the sub mid. How are you?
Switching track.
I think we should rotate here. I'm not going to get my Genji. Oh, the lag.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Frick you.
Crank up the game.
Flashpoint unlocked.
Gotta go quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm on the wrong side. Oh, well. Frick. No! I got caught. That's okay. They reached for it. That's a little far. Nice! Easy. What giveaways are going on? There's no real giveaways. We're just doing pickup games. Nice, GG's. We're doing it every few minutes or so, or every 2 games. Honestly, guys, so far the map has felt pretty fun. Okay, let's do one more. And let's do another giveaway. Yeah, good job, guys. That was well done. I appreciate you guys doing different comps as well. That we felt like we got a little bit of variety there to try some different things. Would have liked if we'd stuck with the dive stuff for a little bit more, just to try it. I might ask that people try it here, but I don't care. Yeah. I think your mileage may vary on what you like about maps. If you like really stark, sharp map identity, I don't think you're going to like this one. This one's very inoffensive, but it's also cool looking, so I like it. Yeah, you can play if you're on console. Okay, we're going to do Plat through Diamond. I'm going to refresh the giveaway entirely. Okay. Plat, Diamond, or Masters. Sorry. Plat to Masters still for now. Yeah, if we change it after this one, I'll let you guys know, but we'll do 2 more games. Tank, DPS, or support, or flex. The keyword is, again, play. Keyword is play in Twitch chat. Twitch chat keyword is play. I'll be right back. We might do lower rank pugs in a little bit. We're probably going to do... maybe we'll do 1 lower rank pug after this. That's a good idea. Okay. Keep in mind, repeats are not allowed, so if you rejoin, it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to skip over you, unless we desperately need a player. To tingling, battle tag, rank, and preferred role, please. I'm going to go ahead and move myself to spectator, just because I'll fill. Yes, Sarah, specifically to ruin you. Yes. Obanai, battle tag, rank, and role. And then one more. Post knowledge, battle tag, rank, and role. And then we'll get you guys in, and then we'll go from there. We might do a video on it, but I don't. I'll probably want to play it a little bit more, and then I'll do like a map guide. High plat, low diamond across all worlds, but want to DPS or support. Okay, I will start you on DPS, and then we'll go from there. Post diamond DPS as well. Love to see it. So we'll get you two in, and then get you guys on opposite teams. And then we'll go from there. Timeless, diamond for all roles, but prefer tank, but flex. Okay, great. I'll probably start you off on tank. I assume there's not a space here. Yes, okay. All right, 3 more. Let's make sure that everyone's in here. Yes, okay. Entropy. How did you know? What the frick? Arietta gets skipped because she was in the last one. Brax? Oh gosh, Brax. Are you plat, Brax? On Brig? Well, Entropy, you're in playing tank, I guess. Okay, well, there you go. Oh boy, I'm still updating. Lakshmi, remind me after these 2 games. Plat Briggs, okay. I try to update, invite you, Entropy, and you're not on at the moment. Let me know when you're on. That's okay. That's all right. This guy is typing, entering giveaways, and winning giveaways while in the middle of a ranked game. I respect that. Aurora Bite. We need some, and then Mignot. MLG, sorry, not. Battle tag, rank, and preferred role. No more tanks. Tank gone. Hello, Biggie Cheese. Master support or diamond DPS. I'll put you DPS for now. Support plat 1 for Aurora Bite. Okay. Brax, let me know when you're online. No, I cannot tell Blizzard to unban you. No, I will not say anything on your behalf. So we're missing 1 tank and 1 support. So let's keep rolling. We don't need tanks. Kengo Kyobi and the Fragrance Man. I don't know why I didn't show the giveaway. Okay, there it goes. Infinitely better than New Junk Sibi. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, yeah. If you need a Masters Lucio? Well, if we need a Masters Lucio, I'll just put myself in. Flex Diamond. I'm going to start with you on support, but that may change. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll put the Alpha Freak on DPS. We got you. Frick. Keeps... I swear the Twitch tools are just the worst. It's just so irritating. There. Dude, I was clutching. I was like 30 LMs. No. You guys are crazy. So we're just waiting on Entropy on tank and Brax on support. No, we won. We've won both games. I'm undefeated on Brig and Lucio. dang it. Lakshmi, I guess we have a quick... Okay. While we're waiting for Brax, Lakshmi, just relink the highlight, will you? We got a second to look. Amari cameo? Amari? Sure. Amari, come here. Hey, Amari. Amari, come. Come here. Come here. Come here. She's coming. Hey. There. There you go. Hi. 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 There she goes. You're welcome. I apologize. It has been a few streams where I've let you down. She's a good girl. You're not wrong, Brax, exactly. Yeah, so all the people in here, it's just random draws. So nice, Brax. I'm not prioritizing subs or whatever. Thank you, Inferno Gaming. Congratulations on the fart. Welcome, Entropy. We're waiting on Brax here, and let's get Entropy in here. Weird, it won't let me invite you. Yeah, Brax, I invited you, wouldn't... Okay, there we go. And in Entropy, it's not letting me invite you for whatever reason. Weird. You're out, right? No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Here, tell you what, I'll just add you and try that. Sometimes it happens. Custom games in Overwatch just are terrible. They always goof up. Wait, why is Cheese lost? What is wrong? Post knowledge, think of the submate. So we played Brig, we played Lucio, both feel pretty decent there. There's definitely a lot of space to work with. Now the typical Flashpoint problem is playing the snipier characters, the slower characters. So maybe we can give those a shot. It should be better because the map is a bit more efficient with its space, so you don't have to run around as much. And in theory, there's a decent enough silence. I might force like Ana or Zen here. See how they feel. Maybe Bap. Don't want to be in Brax's group. Gross. Sir Die a lot. Thank you for the sub. Any luck, Entropy? I sent you a friend request, so I can try and invite you through that. And if you still can't do it, I have one more trick that will work. Got it. There it is. Juicy. Thank you. Good catch. So I'll try Bap, Honor, or Zen most likely. Okay. Okay, have fun. If you lose your account. This game is not balanced rank-wise, I'm sure. GG's. Perks are bugged. Apparently people have all 4 perks. And I'm sure it'll be hot fixed. That's super annoying though. Oh, I thought this was the... Oh, it is.
I will not leave a broken world behind.
Rules are like bones. They're made to be broken.
I'm ready.
Hi, with all my heart. I'm ready. With all my heart, I strike you down.
Ready.
I move quick. Keep up if you like. Hello.
You're
Where's my
hard to
hair?
keep
It
a
is.
scope on, Genji.
Projectiles.
Always so unpredictable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It keeps me sharp.
Okay, let's go. More of a divier, pokier stuff. We got Ana, we got Freya.
Initial flashpoint. Station.
Hi. Remember what we did
Like, for example, I'm gonna rotate left here, I think. Start.
over there?
Yeah.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Losing a lot of space. Yeah, we got compressed pretty hard. I didn't hit my anti-nade. Frick! Frick. Felt very compressed there, but we had space to shoot stuff. I just didn't. I'm probably gonna do one more round after this, where I'm probably gonna spectate. I want to do a lower rank one, like bronze, silver, gold, most likely, or gold, silver, plat, something like that.
Stand up straight.
Ah, telegraph that. Ah.
Taking care of you.
Frick. Yeah, we're not taking enough space here, and I'm not hitting my CDs.
Station lost.
You know, DPS to take more angles here.
Flashpoint.
We're getting shoved into a locker.
Over there.
Careful.
No way she gets out. No. Oh, I got him. Genji's dead, I think.
Minor perk unlocked.
Flashpoint taking objective. Support requested. You're powered up. Get in there.
Frick. That's okay, that was an expensive dive for them. We should win. A little unfortunate with the nano rally, I'm not gonna lie. We should still win this, though. We just need to get one more shot.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Okay, rollout's pretty intuitive. Should be opening here, yep. We're kind of trolling this fight.
Oh, hello? We have enemies on the objective. Tracer here.
Good. New map, but yeah. Shoot. There's this.
Be careful.
The name's Cassidy.
I'm just not controlling any angles.
for you.
Head in the clouds, but you're
Who's on fire? I'll have the objective.
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji.
Bazaar lost.
Thanks for the sub, fallen one.
Point resort.
The bomb's moving. Let's follow.
Sorry about that.
Roadhog time.
Enemies dead.
No recovery.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
No, I trolled. Shoot. I need to hit that sleep. I'm not hitting very many sleeps today. This map is dark, it's cool, yeah. It still feels relatively lit enough to where you can see what's going on pretty easy, which is
I
nice.
still have some fight in me. I won't let you fall. Don't fret. I see you. I appreciate it. I'm here. Keep fighting.
Frick. I'm wasting so many shots.
Reload over there.
Point is mine. Property.
I really didn't want to use my nano there.
Enemy over here.
Oh, we're compressing.
step right.
Stand up straight. I'm in.
Is it for pulse maybe?
I won't let you fall.
Make sure I didn't do any damage so I could steal the mini.
Flashpoint garden.
Come to my position.
Eh.
I have you. Keep fighting.
Enemies over there.
Oi.
You're powered up. Get in there.
No. Holy crap.
Flashpoint.
No, I'm going clinically insane. I fumbled that so badly. I could have naded the Juno in the rotation if I was faster. Could have killed the Winston. Frick.
This is not the end.
That's-
Hi, pulse bomb is charging. The objective is mine.
Frick.
I'm here. Keep fighting. Over here.
I don't think she isn't pulse yet. Nice. That's kind of dumb though. The water, you can't see the hitbox. I didn't think about that. That's kind of annoying.
I'll keep you up.
Oh, she got the wall slam.
Over there.
Over here.
She might have full swim now.
Enemy here.
Thank you kindly.
My ultimate's ready.
I knew it. I needed to move more unpredictably. I moved in kind of a straight line. This high noon's important. We're not fighting in high noon. We might lose this.
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji.
Shoot, dude.
Enemy overhead.
That's so annoying.
They're taking the objective.
That must sting.
Oh, man.
I can protect you. I see one.
Oh, what? We're not gonna touch. Frick, GG's. Shoot, man.
I won't give in. Healing you. For your wounds.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Hatch now.
No, I didn't think it would hit. What was that hitbox? I both got scammed and handed the win.
I appreciate it. I need to reload. You're powered up. Get in there. The Eye of Horus watches over you. Stand up straight.
Thanks.
Frick. Our cast is gonna get pressured.
Enough whining. You're fine.
I'm under attack.
Covering you.
Nice.
Enemy over here.
Should be killable. Oh, we got the Juno as well. Nice.
Defeat.
Oh,
Next.
frick.
Flashpoint. Bazaar.
Playable. Very playable. We sucked at the start, frankly, with how we were taking space, and I also sucked because I was ice cold. But it's not unplayable. There's enough verticality to make it work. It's fine. We'll do one more. It was fine. It was fine. Dive was fine there. Maybe not the best because Flashpoint involves more running around, but it was decent. It was decent.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
I'll try Zen.
Be one with the darkness.
Will they make a general guide from this out? Yeah, potentially, yeah.
I'm ready.
Been a while.
Yeah, Stefano, it's a little strange to be honest with you, but I don't know the statistics behind closed doors, so... But yeah, it was a little strange.
I'm ready. Ready. How's it going? Just taking out the trash.
The end draws near.
What relics do you recommend for Tracer? I definitely recommend the plus 50% melee damage and the plus 10% compressed spread. The pulse bomb damage one seems decent until you realize that it still doesn't mean that you can kill every tank. So I would recommend this too. It depends on how late in the game. If you get the if you're able to gold your weapon, that's by far the most important thing you should be doing. This composition is questionable. Briggs in with Ramacha without speed. At least our DPS heroes are good. Frick, don't let me do that. I don't want to fight in there. Okay, now I do. Where are we going? Stop following me. See, this is the streamer thing. Everyone follows me, and I don't want them to follow me. We can't win this. Felt passable though, like once you got out of the choke.
Hey, it's Kiko.
There it is. Need a touch. No Reaper. Does the mechanics look like mine? Shut the frick up. I don't play this character anymore, man. What is Blood doing? You're on the wrong side over here. Is he protecting the wrong rotation?
Time for the reckoning!
Into the iris.
I can't really rotate here. Uh-oh. 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 That's Overwatch, bro. That's Overwatch. Look at my friends list. Overwatch just completely exploded. That's okay. If you were just in the game, let me know in Twitch chat and redrop your battle tag, but only drop your battle tag if you're in game. I will remember. Your fart must have done that? Yeah, classic Inferno gaming, man. Frick, dude. Yeah, they're probably fixing the 4 times bug. That would be my prediction. That's a good guess. Okay, Kango, you were support on the enemy team, right? I can kind of look at it here. Yeah, you were definitely supporting the enemy team, you and Brax. We'll only drop your battle tag once you're back logged in. Yoon, you were DPS for my team? Right? Okay. And we're waiting for Timeless, Brax, and for Kango to be logged back in. That's okay. You're good, dude. You're fine. Oh, that's fine, Brax. A likely story. What if all the people that got kicked were people that were abusing the 4 times perk bug? I mean, I'm not, I'm not pointing fingers here. Uh-huh. It's still not fixed, though? Oh. Well. I don't know how you use it, bro. I just heard about it. You were in rank and you got kicked? Rats. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I'm honest, I've got integrity. Is Timeless here? Timeless, are you here? Are you in Twitch chat? Hello? All right, let's get you. Are you back online? I won't let me invite you. So assume you're still trying to log in. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I didn't remember your Twitch name. May I join? No. No farters. Sorry, dude. You crashed the lobby, so no. This is plat through masters. We'll do a silver gold plat one after this, I think. Brax, what's your ETA? No rush. I'm just curious. No Inferno Gaming. All right, Brax is here. All right, I'm asking ready and then I'm starting. It's not really an honest question. It's more of a statement that I am ready to start. All right, we're going. I know things will be messy. It's fine. We're just testing things. It doesn't need to be competitively integrity-filled.
I am the Junker Queen.
Secure.
Sojourn en route.
Next, flashpoint, garden.
No pokes.
Watch here.
Death Blossom is ready.
Good to see you.
My ultimate is ready. Proceed without fear.
There's one. Get him.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Always enough so I can charge alt fire.
Still charging up.
Flashpoint unlocked.
Hold the point.
Frick.
I'm not letting go.
I'm on fire.
I still don't know how I feel about that other perk. Even post buff. Surprise! Dang, we're farming Old Church here. That's already 40%.
Don't let them take the point.
Oh, I'm gonna ego this. No! Mistake! Huge Susu. Pathetic. What's the park glitch? I'm not aware of them. You guys don't know about the park glitch? No, come over here. I'm already fulfilling the support trope. Follow me.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds. Flashpoint unlocked.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Frick.
Time for the reckoning.
Frick! I didn't mean to go there.
It's go time. Washed away.
Frick, 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 frick. Nice, seriously.
Inside. Enemy spotted.
Hi. Hi. You liver out, Prometheus.
Like this.
They're taking our point. Get him.
I'm here. Heads up.
Hi. Cloning module charged.
Watch here.
Okay. Might not have been quite as fair. Oh, we're playing the. Whoops. I'll probably make one swap here.
Hostile spotted. Got something to kill here.
Got one here.
Oh, I need to not lag so far.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10
My
seconds.
ultimate is charging. Over here. They're in our territory.
Okay, I can take this angle now.
Enemy here.
And that's how you bring fire to the mortal.
I only did it because I had trance.
Optimal efficiency.
Over there.
What the frick?
Let the Kitsune guide you.
I literally hit a lag spice to 180 ms at the same time I released the right click. That was so unlucky. I'm probably gonna need to swap some players around here. I didn't do as good of a job matchmaking here. They have to worry about touch here. Their spawn is far. I have trance. I can greed this for a long time. I could have transferred, but
Victory.
well, no, I mean the last one was close.
Next,
Last one was close.
Garden.
I think it's just maybe people swap the comfort characters or whatever. I don't know. Because the last one was pretty close. We lost the first two pretty decisively. People just were swapping to different characters, which I appreciate. Zen felt okay. Zen felt okay. I mean, it was probably the best Flashpoint map for Zen, maybe. So that's good. There's a decent enough space, maybe, but okay. Let's do one more, but I'm gonna do silver to plat. I would do bronze, but I think the discrepancy in rank might be a little bit too severe, and that might make things a little bit frustrating for people. And I don't want this to be a negative experience. So I'm gonna set this up silver to plat. Any role right now. The keyword is again play, and I will prioritize people who have not played already. So silver, gold, or plat. And I'm going to spec this one. I've liked this map so far. From what I've seen and played, I've played 4 different heroes. All support, obviously, but it's all different range signatures, which is the important point. I never felt like I was completely bottled out, but also at the same time, it definitely felt like different points had different advantages. Like first point definitely felt like if you could get and stuff that choke first, it was difficult, but yeah. Yeah, it's a scrim code, so you play all 5 points regardless. Okay, let's... Oh, yeah. Lakshmi, while we're waiting for that, go ahead and drop the roast. Can you drop the link, Lakshmi? Does Masters and Console count? No, sadly, no. You're not allowed to join. It's too good. Too good. You're too good. Is anytime when you do higher rank? Yeah, I mean, we just did one with Masters players, but... What am I watching? What... That's ridiculous. Higher rank? I mean, yeah, occasionally. Occasionally. There's just Grandmasters are a small percentage. So, okay. Unfortunate Melon, battle tag, rank, and roll. Waloob, battle tag, rank, and roll. Wait, I can just get you in, Waloob. But let me know what role you want. That's crazy freaking Lakshmi, bro. What the frick, dude? Or Waloob, you're not even on yet. And then lane. I mean, we've done Grandmaster once before, but it's just not as much of a priority. You join by typing play in Twitch chat. Yen, what rank lane? If you don't mind. So lane, Waloob, and unfortunate lemon. I said unfortunate melon, but it's lemon. Plat DPS. Aren't GM pugs harder to balance? Higher rank players are generally a little bit better at self-moderation because they understand kind of their limits better. No pugs for bronze or grandmaster right now, and it's because we're not doing extensive pugging right now, just a little bit. Silver tank. Is the space part of your battle tag? Yen, I double check your battle tag for me, Yen. I think you have one too many digits, I think. Okay, gotcha. No, you're good, you're good, you're good. It's fine. There it is. Okay, so silver tank, plat DPS. Waloob is logging on still. Fragrance Man, we're going to skip you for now, but we may come back to you depending on what we need, so hold off for now. Wawa Smoothie, battle tag rank roll. Arietta will skip you for now, may come back to you depending. Pie Man Sauce. So Wawa Smoothie and Pie Man Sauce. Okay, perfect. What rank and roll, Pie? That's okay, Waloob. Gold support. Perfect, okay? Great, we'll get you in Wawa Smoothie. Rank and roll. You can flex whatever full. Excellent, thank you. Hey, Katie. How are you? Excellent camera work. I heard you were doing the camera work for the live streaming. Love to see it. Plat DPS. All right, I'll put you on DPS then. Thank you, Katie, very much. It's very generous. I'll check that in a second. Surviving and thank you. All right, well, that's better than nothing. Unable to join due to owner's settings. Weird. Let's try that one more time. There should be no problems with settings, but we will try one more time. And you said gold support, right? Yes, gold support. Nice. We're so back. Okay, we need a few more here. Let's keep going here. Esoteric Bubba, Battletech rank and roll. Brax, we're going to skip on you. We'll come back. And Faye. Faye of Flowers. Faye of Flowers. Nightbot. Okay, there is Nightbot. Perfect. Gold support. Love to see it. Get you on in here. That's gold support versus gold support. Plat DPS, silver tank. Masters. Well, this is silver, gold, and plat. I'm sorry. We needed to clarify that this round. So, Bubba, you're suffering from success. I'm sorry, mate. I didn't communicate that as well as I could have. JDH watches. Battle tag rank and roll. Nice, Lemon. And hey, Siri, where does Yoda live? Battle tag rank and roll. Oh, your plat support? I mean, if you're promise me your plat support, I can't believe that support would be 2 ranks below your tank. Like I'm not doubting you, mate, but I just would find that very surprising. But if you really are plat and support, well, we can get you in here. But like that would be unusual. Hey Siri, where does Yoda live? And then we'll go from there. What's your DPS, Siri? What's your DPS like? Or your support for that matter? Brax, I might steal you for tank. Oh, DPS and support and master? Okay. Yeah, I might have to skip you, mate. I'm so sorry. Riptide, battle tag, rank and roll. I might have you in backup, Brax. I'm trying to make sure new people get an opportunity. R Jaguar, battle tag, rank and roll. Are you inviting an iPhone to the games? Yeah. We were trying to get Siri in here. She's not really behaving. Plat tank. Okay, that's fine. I mean, silver to plat tank will be a bit of a gap, but I'll favor it in other roles. Don't worry. I'm 4 foot help. I don't know how I feel about that. Our Jaguar, are you still here? Waloob, what's your DPS and support looking like, mate? Because you technically won the drawing. You need help? Okay. Support is plat. Is our Jaguar here? Okay, gold. Okay, we'll keep. I might move you around then. Okay, I don't know where our Jaguar is. Aurora Bite, I think you already won, correct? So we'll skip. Novalor. Novalor. Battletech rank and roll. No, Orb, you're too high. You know what I'm saying? I'm just spectating this one, yeah. All right, battle tag, rank, and roll. Not tank. DPS, what rank? Plat, okay. I think I'm gonna put you here. Okay, I need one more DPS or support. Carnala, Carolina. Battle tag, rank, and roll, and then I think we're good here. This is good. I think almost everybody who joined has been able to play. Almost. Not everybody, but that's okay. Yes, it was very fun. Everyone did a good job. I'm glad that you had a good time. Will there be another one? Probably not, because I wasn't planning on doing PUGs. I'm just doing this to kind of get an idea of plat support. Okay, gold DPS. I'm going to put you on DPS. Let me know when you're logged in and I'll get you in. Your Ryan is crazy? Oh, I trust, yeah. Yes, we're just doing this for Atlas. That's why we're doing it. That's okay. We might do it some other one some other time. Don't sweat it, mate. I need to get the what's the workshop code again? We don't need a workshop code. Let's just do a normal ranked mode because I can look at it from the third person. So I think we'll be fine. Wait, New Jungle City is disabled. Did you guys see that? Carnala, Carolina. Look up Spylo. Look up Spylo in the custom games. You should find it and be able to join. Now, if anybody else joins, you're getting kicked. Perfect. We're in. Team Blue should be behind SR-wise, frankly. By a little bit. We got a silver tank versus a plat tank, but the other team blue team should have a little bit more in the other roles, slightly more. So we'll be fine. Can we join to spectate? Honestly, yeah, sure, why not? I'll open it up again. Give me a second. If you want to spectate, go for it. There it is. Just search Spylo, should be able to find it. Any heroes, and you don't need to communicate or hard comm, play whatever you want. You don't need to synergize or coordinate or sweat. There's no pressure here. We're not really looking at the performance. I'm just looking at how random heroes look when they're playing this map at all ranks and all roles. Nobody, it just really, there could not possibly be less pressure. You don't even have SR to lose here. Yeah, we're just testing out the new match. And we're going to be doing 2 games.
Ready for battle.
Play as if your life depends on it. Yes. I'm gonna be right back. Actually, I'm gonna grab some food.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint.
I'm not gonna chew in your ear.
Station. Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds. Flashpoint unlocked. Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Hammer down!
Flashpoint unlocked.
Justice reigns from above. This ends now.
Allah till
Apagando las luces.
Catch you later.
즐거운 연휴 되세요.
Rise like the sun.
Nerf this. 타고칠 준비된 사람.
I like where these fights are breaking out. I know you guys are probably a little bit more attentive than the average player, and this is not a bronze silver lobby, right? There's only really one silver player. Hey, kitty. But I think the fights so far have broken out in appropriate positions where people are controlling space, people have found angles. I don't know how often you guys have played this map, at least the players right now, but I can't have been more than once or twice. And people look already relatively comfortable moving around the map so far. That's a good sign for map design. Most of what I'm seeing seems relatively intuitive.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds. Flashpoint unlocked.
Treeline Musk, if it's the perk bug, I'm sure most people are aware of it. If it's something else, just message me in Discord. I appreciate you reaching out, mate. Yeah, like look at where this fight's breaking out. We got a choke, we got a multiple different angles here, some high grounds, some cover. This flows appropriately. This seems correct. Ooh. Still winnable. If Sojourn can live and grab a mini, I think she can. Ana should maybe die here. Ah, it's a little too close.
Ends now.
Still winnable. Ryan should die here. No, not quite. Some unnecessary deaths there, I think.
Apagando las luces.
I don't know if they know that this is the scrim code.
Apagando las luces.
Defeat. Player of the game.
Well, Forfeit's the one guy that doesn't have a relatively mirrored matchup on the other role, and so I think that that's probably the simplest fix. Well, of course your Rhine was okay. It was so bad that we just don't want to see it anymore. The perk bug? Yeah, I think they're aware of it, but I appreciate the heads up.
Initiating match.
But yeah, I don't want everybody on the team to overcompensate, you know? Just one swap from my tank to a tank that he's a full rank lower, and this should be fine.
With this map was that it really feels Brick Bash sized.
A lot of rotations are available.
Ready for battle.
This will be the last one, just FYI, guys.
I really like this new map.
I do
Not
too.
Too big, some decent point variety, lots of little high ground.
I'm sorry,
and good
Leonard.
Positions to play, rotations to make. Nowhere seems like it'll be totally dominant.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Station.
This is silver, gold, and platinum.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Yen's going. Go Yen.
Flashpoint unlocked.
Can they push off that? Should be able to. I think Yen's gonna get demeched, but maybe. There wasn't enough of pushback from the other angle. Let's not share how to do the exploit, guys. Like, I understand in my chat of all places it's probably safe, but let's just go ahead and not. So I'm gonna... It's fine. Wait, I didn't mean to time you out, bro. Whatever. I'm sorry, Brax. I can't do it on Twitch Mobile. Give me a second. I need to watch. I'm sorry, Brax. I was trying to delete the message. Kirax, can you hear me? We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Next flashpoint.
Brax currently screaming, bashing his monitor.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Hello, Brax. Lemon, no! Lemon! Ah! Okay, we're getting a little lost in the sauce at this point. We're getting a little lost in the sauce in this point. I think it's... Thank you, Baggins.
Justice reigns from above.
Torpedo coming in clutch for the heal. Reaper Zarya? Maybe. I mean, maybe, yeah. I would be surprised because you haven't seen a Reaper Zarya meta in a long time and pros have favoritism. But yeah, they both had buffs that synergized, yeah. My thing is that if Tracer gets the buff to 6, that might be... It's probably the most relevant pro meta change. Yo, red tank is your friend. I won't hold that against you, mate. Don't worry. Nobody's gonna hold it against you, mate. Think of the emergency report. I think it's good. High risk, high reward. It's gonna be nice to connect with a human. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the big change. Is you get to actually report to a human, and not automation or whatever the frick Blizzard uses. Orb, chill out in YouTube chat. How do you maximize shaving cream usage in Grandmaster rank? Shaving cream in Grandmaster rank. All the Grandmaster players don't need to shave because they're all 12 or 18, so they don't really use shaving cream. We're getting a little cooked in these transitions. Team Blue League seems to have lost the script a little bit. Well, Basilisk, this is lower ranks. This is what happens. This is lower ranks. So, it's kind of, when lower ranks make mistakes, it happens, you know? Yeah, this is a flashpoint map. Yeah, chat, maybe the gap's still too big. This gap's still too big. Sarah Lee, you're getting nothing. Don't even bother trying. Yeah, I mean that was a situation where the entire team chased Waloob and they didn't press forward. Yeah, it's okay. That wasn't my most even match. I felt like blue on paper could have worked, but yeah, it wasn't really close. Okay, Map still flowed okay, except towards the end when people were kind of mental boomed a little bit, frustrated, and then the points happened. But overall, yeah, map's good. Map looked pretty good. Map looked pretty good. GG's. Yeah, Waloob, that was not your fault. We were watching that. That was not your fault. Don't sweat it, mate. All right, I'm gonna pee really fast, and then I guess we can do a perk guide if you guys want. Be right back. Nah, Pi, you're good, man.
Like
GG's. Thank you guys for playing. I really appreciate you guys all for playing those. Really appreciate it. Be right back.
Time to save the world? Game on!
I was testing you guys. You guys are paying attention. Well done.
Major pack unlocked.
Let me move my face cam. Yeah, maybe this. I might hide chat for now. Okay. Yeah, I guess we can. This is gonna drive me nuts. So I'm gonna turn the game audio way down. So in case we do like some editing work later on, it doesn't like, if we do some editing work on it, it's not like dominating. Okay. And this will be going to YouTube, I guess, so we should probably kind of like lock in just a wee bit. Simp for Anna, thank you for the sub. Is it disgusting that I actually knew exactly what that was supposed to say? Okay. Man, should I try a YouTube intro? Should I try one? Okay. All right, let's try it. Hey guys, welcome back to another Spylo video. Poggers in the chat, subscribe, like, sell your children to me so that they can become my, okay, well, never mind. I ran out of ideas. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No, I already have plenty of mods. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, we gotta log. I'm gonna mess it up the first time. I'm gonna mess it up the first time. All right. What's up, guys? It's Spy. Oh my gosh, why did I say that? Why did I start with that? I never start with that. I never start with that. How long have perks been in the game? Perks have been in the game for 3 months now, and we've had not only a lot of time to experiment with different perks and find out which ones work in different situations, but also a lot of the perks have actually just straight up changed. And so knowing which perk to pick for which situation is really dependent on a lot of new things and a lot of new factors. Today we're going to be giving you the full guide of season... Today we're going to be giving you an updated guide, season 17... I normally only have to do this in front of my wife. Today we're going to be giving you the updated Season 17 guide to perks for both tank, DPS, and support. Let's get into it. Trying to think here. So for each character that we go into here, I'll generally demonstrate the perk that I think is worth demonstrating, if any of them, because I'd have to go back and spawn and swap again. I'm not going to be demonstrating every perk, but we'll start off with D.Va here. So D.Va has a couple of options here. Bunny Power allows you basically more baby D.Va health, which is the most important reason. Obviously, having more radius slam is nice, but generally, I prefer Bunny Power most of the time, and let me explain why. The extended boosters, which you get more boosters the more that you hit people, is nice. It's a little quality of life change, but Bunny Power not only allows you to remac more often, but more importantly, especially in mid to higher ranks, it allows you to use your self-destruct and then not die in that self-destruct. Not only is that the case, but also because you've used your... It allows you to use your ultimate in locations where you actually can play a little bit more aggressively. So it used to be that you'd have to launch your bomb from a little bit further back, but because you have 100 extra overhealth, it allows you to use your bomb in a lot of different locations you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So generally, I would say Bunny Power is going to be the go-to pick for D.Va, although extended boosters can occasionally be useful. From there, I'm going to continue and say shield system is pretty much always guaranteed. Not only does health to shields allow you to regenerate your HP just a little bit faster, as the blue part of your HP is the shields. That regenerates a lot faster than the heal passive. But also being able to restore more of that shield based off of how much you matrix. Again, it's just more regeneration, more self-sufficiency, more sustain. With D.Va, that is really useful. The one niche situation where heavy rockets can be useful is that it's really good versus armored targets. So if you're facing off of a tank that's being a butt, you have DPS characters like Bastion that also have armor, even Brigitte. The bigger bursts of damage does more damage to armor. So in those niche situations, it's pretty good too. The AoE is like whatever, guys. Like I'm not gonna be able to give you every single exception. You get what I'm saying? So like, we're just gonna be hitting the highlights, you know? Yeah. Hey, King Crow. Yeah, it could be better in 66. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, so like we're gonna start off the Doomfist perk one with just saying that they kind of suck. But there are one that is really, really useful. We'll get to that one in just a moment. For the minor perks, hitting an enemy with Rocket Punch reloads hand cannon ammo, and the best defense, which is his passive when he hits abilities, just basically allows you to get more overhealth. Generally, I find 1-2 to be the more consistent one. It's not all that useful, but being able to basically dump all of your shots out and then be able to use your punch to get them back again is fairly useful for DPS uptime. It's not really earth-shattering, but it's just consistent value. Honestly, both are fairly consistent value, but you'll probably find more mileage out of 1-2. The major is really not even close. Hitting 3 enemies with Seismic Slam is really freaking hard in 5v5. It's a little bit easier in 66, but it's just incredibly bad when you compare it to Power Matrix, which not only empowers your punch faster because you're absorbing projectiles instead of reducing the damage of those projectiles, but for crying out loud, you're absorbing projectiles, guys. You're not even taking the damage. You're eating sleep darts, you're eating anti-nades, you're eating cast hinders, and sometimes even when you press block, you still take a lot of damage even with the damage reduction, so you're just eating all of that damage for the first second of its duration. Basically 100% of the time this is the better perk in all situations, 5v5 or 6v6. Ah! Jeez, Mike, what is going on? Of course I shouted you out, King Crow, you're the GOAT. I'm gonna name my child after you. 100% damage reduction is really good, yeah. Which one should we do here? I think I should demonstrate that one. Okay, Hazard. So Hazard, I think some people are kind of getting this one wrong. I think both of the minor perks are pretty decent. So the off the top one, you do more damage with your slash on targets above 250. So that's going to be your Cassidys, your Reapers, your Mays, your rallying Brigittas, and so on. 50% more damage sounds like a lot, but it takes your damage from 80 to 120 on the slash, which is nice if it's like a Reaper May, but it's not so nice if it's a tank. 40 more damage on a slash on a tank is just not all that useful when you compare it with what Reconstruction gives you, which is your jagged wall hits gain extra charge off of your block. So if you look here, if you look in the middle of my screen, there's a resource meter, and that lasts only so long. But if I get even one hit with my jagged wall, look at the extra resource meter that I get. So I actually got full there because I got 2 hits. But watch this. Now, that never expires, first off, never. And second off, you only use that resource when you've depleted your normal block. So see, didn't use any of it. But if I keep going, it's an extra half a second that's consistently available and never expires. Now, I generally recommend going for off the top if you're playing versus a DPS like Reaper, like May, like Cassidy, that you'll consistently be able to land off of. So you have both the tank and the DPS. This also goes for 66 as well. So you just have at least 2 targets that you can proc this extra damage off of. It's pretty useful. But if you're not in those situations, I think Reconstitution, is just consistently free value. I highly recommend this one. Now for the major, the lifesteal off of the Spike Guard and Arctic Zeal is okay, but I find Deep Leap to just be infinitely better. You get more distance, more range, more offensive output, and also more defensive output because it's not just further jump, it's also faster jump as well. So you're gonna be able to traverse longer distances and be able to do so consistent. More mobility is basically always useful, no matter whether you're playing 5v5 or 6v6, wide maps, compressed maps. This perk is just basically 100% pick rate. Frick, Ryan. Okay. Too late now. I don't give a frick. So you guys are going to be learning while I'm doing this too. All right, Junker Queen, frick. Dude, that's so cheeks, dude. What? The frick? Wait, okay, we gotta refresh the wound. Hang on. I have to actually do it, so before I judge. It didn't refresh the wound. Or so if it expires, it doesn't refresh? Okay, that's kind of useful to know. I mean, I guess. Yeah. Hang on. That's not bad. Let me see how long I can sustain it. That's not terrible. It's okay. Okay. So let's talk about Junker Queen. So Junker Queen's minors honestly kind of suck, but I think it's worth talking about just a little bit. So pending recall, basically recalling Jagged Blade from a stuck target refreshes its wound. Now the crucial thing to point out here is you cannot wait for it to expire, so you can hear the tick, 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 tick. Maybe you can't. But then if I pull it there and I wait when the wound expires, it doesn't extend the duration of the wound. You have to wait. You have to pull it before it expires. Then it keeps going and it reapplies it. That's kind of useful. It's like an extra 25, 30 damage. But the problem with that is one of the nice utilities about Junker Queen is that often leaving your knife in a target is really useful because you force them to play out of line of sight for a long period of time. In other words, if I stick this Roadhog here and I don't want to pull him right away, I can just leave it in there and he has to be very careful because I'm going to yoink him in. But if the knife expires, then I don't get the wound refresh. So it's kind of like anti-synergistic. So it's an okay one, but you're probably going to have more utility from the battle shout, which means you fully reload your gun and increase the reload speed of all your allies around you. That's probably going to be more useful, especially with the recent buff to Junker Queen Shout, which means that she has it on a 1 second lower cooldown, so you're going to have this perk happening more frequently. But honestly, both are fairly useful, just not very powerful. So the major is where things get a little bit interesting. So the deep wounds one is if you're applying pressure and applying wounds, shooting just extends those wounds. Like, it just keeps going by an extra half second. So if you're consistently applying damage to a target, you can infinitely wound them. You can't hear it, but it's just infinite ticks. That's fairly useful for consistent DOT pressure. It will increase your DPS by a little bit. The only problem is that the other one, which is your Savage Satiation, which means it increases your lifesteal from Carnage, that is a lot of healing. I won't be able to demonstrate it right now, but that's a ton of extra healing off of your Carnage, which is one of your big frontline tools. So the weird thing is that you have deep wounds, which probably will feel a little bit more consistent when you're able to wound enemies, like on the front line. But Savage Satiation is also really good on the front line. So it really, your mileage may vary. I generally prefer Savage Satiation for the consistency that I can land it, and I like the lifesteal more than just a little bit more of DOT, but honestly, both kind of have the same goal. Yeah. So the only other thing worth pointing out with deep wounds is that it will extend the duration of your anti on your ultimate, so that is a little bit of utility worth pointing out. Yeah, I don't know. Junker Queens are both like tricky, but like not tricky in a good way. They kind of feel like they do similar things, but I'm not really sure. Okay, Malga. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it extends the ult. Okay, so let's talk about Malga really fast. So we'll talk about the minors first. Kinetic Bandolier. Overrun reloads up to 150 ammo while charging. This is pretty self-explanatory. You use a lot of weapons, and then you overrun. Notice that it's not immediate 150. It needs to extend up to that duration. That's fairly useful. 2 hearts is interesting, though. While on objective, Malga counts as 2 heroes and regenerates 20 health per second. Now, this is not ult charge for you, but you will recover more HP while on the objective. Now, crucially, this is not any objective. It would have to be a payload for the 20 health per second. That's 10 more than the average. But the real reason why you would potentially run this would be the fact that Malga caps points faster, because 2 heroes cap points, I believe, 33% faster, somewhere around those lines. But you will cap points faster, and you will push the payload, not push robots, but you will push the payload faster. It's a pretty nice utility here. It might emphasize you playing more on the objective, which as Malga is fine. But it really, your mileage may vary. If you find yourself diving a lot, taking angles, flanking, going aggressively, Kinetic Bandolier will provide a little bit of utility. Otherwise, 2 hearts is better. Yeah. Now, the second one is the much more interesting one, where you're going to have to make your decisions. Firewalker is overrun, ignites, enemies hit. I'll demonstrate that one in a second. But first, combat fuel. So basically doing damage with your weapon, those dinkies, utilizing either your fire or just actually hitting people in the head, will grant you a little bit of temporary overhealth on your next use of cardiac. So I don't have it activated right now, but if I built up a lot of passive cardiac, I then press E, which is my cardiac. That's damage reduction, that's overhealth, and I get 100 extra overhealth on my cardiac. That's decent if you're not diving, not going super aggressive, and mostly focusing the enemy front line. Firewalker, I find to be really good if you're going aggressively and connecting. And what that means is that even brushing somebody with your overrun sets them on fire, generating overhealth. So what you mean is then as soon as you shoot them, you're generating overhealth, right? So remember, that's how you generate overhealth with Malga, is you shoot burning targets. But even if you don't get the crits on them, watch their HP. Guys, that's a lot of damage. That's like, I think, 80 damage just for running past a target. And this combos with your slam. So if you want to get something really saucy here, you can actually run in and slam. What this means is you hit somebody and slam them. Oh, I canceled it. Shoot. I forget you got to let it go out. My bad. Okay, you guys didn't see that? Edit that out. Edit that out. Edit that out. I hit a target. I mean, that's basically... Wait, does that proc multiple times? Hang on a second. Hang on. Does that keep refreshing if you keep hitting them? I don't know if it does. Yeah, I know I can shoot to slam. But, okay, so it might refresh it. Okay, forget that then. If you hit somebody and you slam, guys, look at that. That's just me running into them and slamming them. So it's ridiculous. It's like you not only do you set them on fire with 70, 80 damage, whatever, you can actually hit the slam as well. Even if you don't hit the crit and just hit the one just outside, that's still a large chunk of their HP bar. So if you find yourself going in aggressively, diving a lot as Malga, which oftentimes you should be nowadays, this perk is really, really good. Yeah. I mean, it's a really good perk. Yeah. I basically always use this perk when I play Malga once a year. Orisa perks. Okay, so this one's pretty interesting here. So Heat Dissipator, Primary Fire, Critical Hits, Refund Heat. So if you find yourself actively trading frequently on the front line, it's really good. So if I'm playing like, here's a great example right here, right? So I select Heat Dissipator, her gun overheats. You can see it in the middle, so you can't shoot forever. But if you're playing versus Orisa or Malga, versus not a great example, Roadhog, right? I just don't overheat my weapon. I can basically shoot infinitely. I start to overheat. So anything that you're critting a lot of, this is the way to go. Now, if you aren't spending a lot of time in the front line, the other one is Fleeting Bulwark, which grants an additional 100 overhealth when you press Fortify initially. That's really, really good in all other circumstances because it gives you a burst, a little bit of survivability when you press Fortify. More than the 100 that you get, you actually get 200 Fortify. Now, keep in mind that health does decay after a few seconds, so you don't keep it for the entirety of Fortify, but it allows you to survive burst damage really, really well. And honestly, you're going to take damage when you press Fortify anyway, so you're going to get the 100 overhealth value basically every single time. And to my knowledge, yes, it applies to her ult as well. I actually probably should test that really fast. Good question. I think it keeps it at a net 0 deglaze with the overheat. So let's watch. I just chose the wrong one. I am a moron. I'm going to call the cops. That's the one I want to select. And it does apply to your ultimate. Yay! So you do get the extra 200 overhealth when you press your Fortify, whether it's through your ultimate or through actually just using Fortify. Okay, I am at 580 latency. Overwatch servers are cooked right now. I am steadily climbing. But we'll quickly talk about the other majors. So these ones are much more interesting. Protective Barrier is you convert your Javelin Spin instead to launch a barrier, which is pretty cool, right? Like that's that was really disorienting, which is pretty good, right? Like it only doesn't last forever, but it is on a relatively low cooldown. We love to see it. Now, the key thing with this one is that you lose your Javelin Spin, which is a really good way of backing up and pushing forward. So if you find yourself moving around a lot on the map and you're not basically AFK playing Overwatch 1 simulator, this perk is not good. This perk is only good if you find yourself holding an angle static, a Circuit Royale, sniper matchups, and whatever. If that's not your choice, the other perk, Charge Javelin, is infinitely better. You hold your right click or you hold to charge your Javelin, and then you can throw it. And basically what it allows you to do is you have more knockback. It increases its speed, so it's a lot easier to hit. And if you charge it all the way, it actually goes through multiple enemies. The main reason why you'd use this is more for the projectile speed, though, because it just makes it a lot more consistent to hit. It becomes almost hit scan. And obviously having further knockback is really good. So Charge Javelin is just really freaking good if you're moving around a lot. I'd probably pick that around 90% of the time. But 5 to 10% of the time, Protective Barrier can be useful if you're not moving around a whole lot. Yeah, Javelin Spin is a really, really valuable cooldown, and it's really dangerous to try to give that up just because you think shield is funny. My bitrate's going a little bit bonky right now, I'm noticing. It's okay for now because it's not Spectrum, but it's a little messy right now. Let me check my internet speed. Give me just a second. Yeah, I mean, practice range always has ping issues, but I want to check. No, upload speed looks okay. It's not great, but it's okay. No, we haven't done Ryan yet. We'll get to it in a second. So Ramatra's interesting. They did buff one of his perks recently, but I still think it's relatively straightforward. So first off, Void Surge. That's the one we're going to be choosing most of the time. And that basically just increases your DPS of your primary fire. There just isn't a whole lot more to it. Do more damage, do more shield damage, do more tank damage, do more damage, period. You do have to be using continuous fire to exploit it, but it's really, really, really good. The other one is Void Barrier's duration and size is increased by 25%. That one's also fairly useful, but not so much for the size as it is for the duration. You get an extra second, basically, of the shield. And if you find yourself in like these big poke trades, like at long distances, where you're not really hitting the primary fire because it's so far away, the shield duration is pretty useful. Very rarely do you see Ramatra's shield being broken, so having an extra second of it is actually fairly useful. So I would experiment with it, but you'll probably choose the raw damage. Extreme distances, the other one's pretty decent, right? Now, major. Nanite Repair is Ramatra's healed for 75 health while within Ravenous Vortex. So if you're within your Vortex, you get healed for 75 health. Now that sounds really good, but that's not including the DPS passive, and that's also giving up one of the best perks in the game at all, which is while Ravenous Vortex is airborne, you use E again, so you press your button again to detonate it at any point, dealing 50 damage and pulling enemies downward. The reason why this is so strong is not only does it give you a lot more control of when you want to apply it, right? It also deals 50 extra damage, which is massive. The ability to do have a more effective, more flexible, more consistent Vortex is really nice. Do you have a more damaging Vortex is even better. And so you're going to find yourself using this almost exclusively without exception. The other one just got buffed. The healing is better than it used to be, and that's nice, but I find the other one just to be a lot more consistent. Let's keep going here. Reinhardt. So Reinhardt's actually a little bit more interesting than he used to be. It used to be pretty straightforward here, but you're going to find that Crusader's fire is actually pretty decent. Refund a charge of fire strike when you stun an enemy overfilling up to 3. This includes pins. This includes Earth Shatter. And so what this means is if you look here, if I do this really fast here, look at my fire strikes when I shatter this. Goes all the way up to 3. Now, it caps at 3. So if you pin somebody, if you shatter somebody, you can have used all your fire strikes here, and I'm watching me generate one right back again. Right back to 2. But this goes up to 3. So I really like this perk in congested space. Chokes, brawl maps, not when I'm pinning around a whole lot. Because when I'm pinning around a whole lot, the Crusader's Resolve while using Barrier Field, your passive health regeneration triggers 75% sooner is freaking great. If you're playing Dive Reinhardt flanking on these big wide open maps, which you often should, not this is a playstyle, it is the correct way to play on wide open maps if you're losing that frontline trade. That is really, 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 really good. 75% sooner is 4 seconds faster, I believe. No, it's faster than that, chat. It's faster than that, chat. It's 4.5 seconds faster because they just changed. So it's 4.5 seconds faster. So you only have to wait a second and a half after taking damage to shield and then regenerate your HP immediately. So I really like Crusader's Resolve on more open space. I really like Crusader's Fire on more congested space because you're going to be taking continuous damage and you won't be taking it in a heal passive anyway. Major. Shield Slam, while Barrier's Field is active, use shield to damage and knock back enemies. That's pretty useful. Crushing Victory, charge damage grants temporary overhealth for 50% of the damage dealt. That's also pretty useful. I generally like Shield Slam if I find myself playing versus a lot of crowd control where I'm not going to be really dropping my shield to go for crazy pins anyway. But Crushing Victory is pretty good versus those tank trades where you're not really in danger of crowd control. Let me give you guys an example. Ramatra, Kiriko, Lucio. There's not really a lot of CC there that's going to prevent you from hitting the pin. And Ramatra, it's really important in the shield, the tank trade, to hit that pin. If you hit that pin, you're getting 50% of the damage that you did from that pin, which is a lot. In addition to that, that also includes if you pin people off the map or if you even bump them with your pin. Check this out. You see I just tapped them with my pin. There's 50 extra overhealth right there. So it's a very useful skill. It's not the most OP. It's one of the weaker major perks, but it's still useful enough in situations when you're not going to be. Now, if you don't like that or you're not going to be pinning a lot because there's a lot of crowd control, Shield Slam is useful. I believe it's 50 damage. I might be corrected on that one, but it's nice because it allows you to continue to apply pressure on the enemy front line and knock back targets without actually having to risk yourself to damage. I like both of Ryan's because I find both of those perks to be situational. They're not the strongest perks, but they definitely have very clear niches about when they're a little bit better. Roadhog. Oh, Roadhog is dumb. Roadhog, pick pin up, and don't choose the other perk. Hitting, look at this. Look at your vape. I did not choose a perk. I'm an idiot. Hang on. Okay. Check this out. So you see my vape in the middle of my screen here? You guys remember how the hazard perk worked? Check this out. That resource is used first, unlike hazards perk. But the difference, or the similarities rather, is that it also doesn't expire. So if I hit a trap, there's no rush. That resource will never expire. Now, crucially, it's not the first bit of resource that you're using is yours. You are going to burn that first, but look how long I vape. I mean, that's just insane. This is really, really good. Using it to reload ammo is like a quality of life, but that's also more of a skill check on you. You shouldn't be really going for hook when you're needing to reload anyway. This is just much more consistent value. Now, Majors is a little bit more interesting. I think Hydrogen Exposure heals allies for 50% of its healing is fairly useful if you're not finding yourself taking a lot of angles. But on most maps, most situations, Invigorate, increasing your movement speed by 30%, especially when you factor in the fact that you can use that with your trap perk. Let's enjoy my Dive Roadhog. You move a lot faster, which means you can not only take angles and flanks faster, but let's be honest, 90% of you stinky Roadhog players are just going to be using that to run away, and run away a lot more effectively. So it's a really good perk. Both of them are really good, and yeah. All right, Sigma. Sigma's pretty interesting. I think the miners are not that interesting. It's pretty straightforward. Massive Impact sounds cool. Knockdown duration increase up to 3 seconds based on travel distance. That is a long stun, but it's also a really freaking hard stun to land. Let me give you guys an example. This is the accretion. Watch the standard bot. Didn't last all that long, right? So how the... Okay, I had the perks. I need to get better at doing this, guys. We're learning. We're learning. Hang on. It's decent, but it's not great. And any accretion that's longer than that is basically a complete and total dice roll. So it's going to be hilarious when it happens, but it's almost never going to happen. Can I even... Wait, did I measure it out? Frick. Come on. I want to see those 3 seconds, man. I want to see those 3 seconds. This is proving my point. I mean, that's a long stun, right? But how often are you going to hit accretion like that, okay? I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like, basically never. The other thing is the accretion, the kinetic grasp reduced cooldown on accretion. So that one is a lot more consistent. Let me showcase what I'm talking about. By the way, these guys do no damage, right? Like, no damage, right? Like, very little damage. So if I kinetic grasp that, I'm not going to get much of a cooldown reduction, right? So 10... Okay, this is not exactly proving my point here. Oh, I didn't have the perk selected. I am so bad at this! Ah! Go back! Okay, let's try this again. So you get tickled. Wait, really? They must have... Okay, hang on. Let's do... How much... I'm going clinically insane. No, this is the wrong... Oh my gosh. How much damage is this? Yeah, this is like a little bit more. Yeah, so it's like 150 damage, whatever. Nothing crazy. Okay, so let's try it now. So 10... I mean, look at that. 5 seconds if I eat 200 damage. 6 seconds. I don't know exactly what the exact calculation is, but you basically eat like one Hanzo shot, and you just reduce your accretion by like 4 or 5 seconds. It's ridiculous. So like, look at it again. Look at it again. 1, 2, 3, that's fine. Doesn't matter, 5 seconds every time. It basically halves the cooldown of your kinetic grasp or accretion consistently. Not occasionally, consistently. So basically every time you use kinetic grasp, you're basically going to be getting your accretion again. It's the only perk to choose 99.999% of the time. Now the major is that's where things get a little interesting. So every 5 hits with hyperspheres, your next successful quick melee levitates, knocks away enemies. We'll talk about that in a second. Levitation, activate and hold double jump to briefly levitate upward. I won't demonstrate that right now, but you can get a decent amount of height. The crucial one to demonstrate is the direct strikes with hyperspheres. So that looks like this. So direct strike, Look in the meter in my bottom right here. You can see my fist here. Direct strike, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's enough. Check this out. Whoop-ah! And it actually knocks him back pretty hard. The other reason why this is useful is it actually increases your melee damage as well. So you do more damage with your melee. It's not even a normal 40 damage. I want to say it doubles your melee damage, somewhere around there. So I would say anytime that there's verticality on the map, the levitate is really good. Anytime there's not as much verticality, especially if you're dealing with like a brawl tank, like a Ryan or a Ramattra or a Rissa or a Zarya, this son of a gun is going to keep you out of trouble. Let's give you a good old brawl tank. Ramattra running it down your gullet, punch him away, right? It works really well. And it does more damage too. 90, okay, perfect, yeah. So I think minors are really simple. Majors, very situational. Okay, Winston time. So the Destructibles, they keep trying to buff this, the short circuit. The Winston Tesla does 50% more damage to deployable objects, such as turrets and barriers. That's kind of useful versus Iliari. I believe does it apply to alt fire, chat? I feel like I should know this. I don't know. I can't remember if it applies to your alt fire or not. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Okay, well, there you go. So yeah, okay, it's going to apply to your alt fire, which is pretty useful. I mean, the big uses are going to be things like Symmetra, Torbjorn, Iliari turrets. You can and will break most shields faster as well. So like Arissa's deployable, we talked about earlier. Enemy Winston, Rhine shield, Sigma shield, stuff like that. You will be doing 50% more damage to this, which is not nothing. It's pretty good, right? So I would say this one is very mid, but it is situationally very useful depending on the heroes that you're running. Short circuit, right? And yeah, and so on. Heavy landing is pretty busted though, so it is a bit of an opportunity cost. And what that means is that when you talk about Primal Rage, you just jump, whatever, okay, more damage, right? But if you end up getting any height, you can see the meter in my middle of my screen, and that's just the landing damage, okay? The best part about it is you get partial credit. So like that right there, even though I didn't charge the meter up that much, that's like an extra 20, 25, 30 damage on every jump during Primal Rage. So I would say that one's probably the more consistent one, even if you're not super confident in your Primal Rage mechanics, because that stuff is going to change breakpoints like crazy. But Short Circuit is going to be the one to use if you're ever facing up versus Sem, Torbs, EVRs, and a bunch of them. So situationally that one, but more often than not the other. Now, in terms of situational, if you're tired of hearing that word, it gets even more crazy when we talk about the other majors. This one is very situational because both are very good. Barrier Projector heals allies within for 30 health per second. Now, if you look in the middle here, my barrier lasts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 8 seconds, I believe, is the duration. So if you're doing the math, that's 240 health, ignoring DPS passive. And this applies to you. You are an ally. This is not clarified in the text, but you will heal yourself for 250 health if you're staying inside your bubble. Now, there's two disclaimers here. Number one, that's making a lot of assumptions. One, that you're not bubble dancing, so like kind of jumping in and out of the bubble. And number two, that your bubble's going to last that long, which it generally won't. But if you even get 3 seconds or 4 seconds out of your bubble consistently, depending on the composition, there's no Bastions, Roadhogs, whatever, Torbjorn's murking your shield, this perk is great. And crucially, despite what Karku said, because he screwed up with his testing, as long story short, this does give you ult charge. Let me try and demonstrate that really fast here. So let me just go take some damage over here. So if I take damage here, I'll demonstrate it right now. Destroy me. Thank you. A little bit more. And there it is. So you get a pretty decent chunk of ult charge from it. You can see it right there. Very, very, very useful. You can look at how that stacks to my passive heal. It's really, really, really nice. Now, that's optimal. That's never going to happen. And because of that, the Chain Lightning perk is really good if your bubble's breaking faster than 3 seconds. You're playing versus full counters. They're going crazy. Chain Lightning is really good because it's going to allow you to chain that alternate fire onto multiple different targets within a certain distance. So it's just free value. It's free ult charge. It's free pressure. It allows you to do some safe pressure while you're waiting for your next bubble cycle. So I would say generally revitalizing barrier for bubbles lasting consistently longer than 2 or 3 seconds. Otherwise, Chain Lightning is the way to go. Chain Lightning in 66, yep. Okay. Ball is pretty straightforward. Steamroller, 100% damage more to tanks, only really useful in 66. I know people are like, oh, but it's 100% more damage, 60 more damage to the Orisa? You know, and I'm being a little bit dishonest with that comparison, but honestly, it's just not good when you compare it to Pack Rat. 100 additional health, that means a mini health pack's healing you for 175. Now, what that means is your uptime is going to skyrocket. Every time you go out to grab a health pack, you're coming right back in significantly faster. It's hard to measure that in terms of damage and elimination numbers, but it matters so much more. It's so much better than Steamroller. Outside of 66, where there can be a little bit more nuance. Highly recommend Pack Rat. Basically, no other reason to choose the other perk. Chasm disagrees with me. Chasm's allowed to disagree with me, but Chasm is wrong. Pack Rat is too good for uptime. If you're talking about the punch of what you do, sure, but 60 more damage rarely changes any break points when it comes to tanks in this game. Now, major hang time, pile driver winds up longer, gaining air control and dealing up to 50% more damage. Very useful. You just basically get a big beefy slam. That's really, really nice. I mean, we've seen it for a long time now. It's good. Air control is nice. It does mean that you're moving a little bit longer in the air, but the 50% more damage is pretty decent, and that's something that you're going to consistently be able to use. Now, the transfer efficiency has been buffed a little bit recently, and that one is situationally useful. Reactivating adaptive shields, that means sharing your shields right there. Bam. It allows you to, oh, there's no ally around, that's why it's not letting me share. Reduces its cooldown by 1.5 seconds per ally affected, and the transfer cost is reduced by 50 seconds. What this means, as I use this here, is if I share shields with 2 targets, I get a 3-second cooldown reduction. Okay, I didn't get it on 3 there. You get a 3-second cooldown reduction on adaptive shields. That's a big deal. The other thing that you get out of it as well, I need to change these bots so they don't murk so fast, is that it also takes away less of your shields. So watch how much shield I lose without hitting an ally. So look at my HP. I go from 725. I guess this would be, I have to test without the perk, but 3-second cooldown reduction, really nice. Now, if I had not, let's actually do this without the perk really fast. I want to demonstrate this. Let's swap to Winston and go back, because we need to look at the penalty here. You're basically going to have more HP after you share shields. That's the way to look at it. So if I go here and I adaptive shields and I share, I lose all of my shields, right? 100 shields right there. They're all of them gone. Both of them are gone there. Now, the way it works, I don't know why I went back to spawn here. I don't know if I can do it in the practice range, mates, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Yeah, you could see it. So I kept 50% more of my HP, and I didn't lose all my overshields. That will be a lot more obvious when I'm actually using my adaptive shields around enemies and then going to share with my teammates, so I'll do that really fast. So if I do it around my enemies, I get the extra HP, I transfer to allies, and I only lose 50% of the HP. This is really, really good if you're playing with a lot of dive characters, or you're in situations where you're hitting large numbers of enemies because everyone's fighting in a clump. So based off of enemy and friendly spacing, it can be a really good perk. I think it's situational. I do think it probably needs to be tested a little bit more, but having a consistent 3-second, 4.5 second lower cooldown on adaptive shields, and then being able to consistently share without losing your own effectiveness, I think is probably pretty underrated, even though the other perk is decent. Yeah, you can only get the 75, yeah. Okay, Zarya, so this just got recently changed, but I don't think it changes too much. Jump ups is the secondary fire self-knockback. It means that you almost jump twice as far as you normally do. So, I mean, this is really freaking good. There's going to be so many positions you can get without this perk, or with this perk that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. But if you're not moving like this, if the map is completely bone dry, flat, Graviton Crush is fairly useful. 40% of enemy max health is decent. It's also effective versus tanks, and that means that obviously this perk becomes a little bit more attractive in 6v6. Now for the major energy lance, particle beams pierces enemies while over 50 energy. I'll demonstrate that really fast. So if I can get this to feed me some charge. Oops, that's the wrong one. Basically what this means is that if I'm high charge, I'm going to be able to, as I waste the bubble here, I'm going to be able to pierce through multiple enemies at once. Let me try and build some charge here really fast. It's going to take a little bit of time. So I can't pierce, right? I should not have screwed up that bubble. Okay, so there's the 50 charge, and then now you can see it. I'm piercing directly between 2 targets. This is decent. I mean, both for majors are pretty situational. If you find that the enemies are often clumped up, like there's just a big brawl stack, it's really easy to kind of aim for the back line and then just hit the tank along the way. It's just basically free value. The range on it obviously is not that far because you're talking about your primary fire, right? So it's only so good. But the other perk isn't amazing either. And it's only really good if you're actually actively being dove on your backline frequently, in which case being able to activate their health regeneration is nice, and increasing movement speed by 25%. That's really, really nice. And it's really good if you got a DPS that's going in. So if you feel your backline's getting dove a lot, it's a decent major perk, Spotter. If you feel like you got a Reaper or a Genji or somebody aggressively pushing in, heck, even a Bastion going aggressive, Spotter is pretty good. Other than that, Energy Lance, everybody's clumped. That's going to be your consistent way to output a lot of damage. You won't use it every fight, but the fights when you will use it, you're going to notice a lot more damage. Yes, and absolutely, it's very good in grab as well, because when you're higher charged, that's where you can guarantee cleave value. Now, what that means is when you have Energy Lance, that means that you're not going to be using alt fire and grab when you're over 50 charge. You're just going to be beaming straight through because that's where you're getting your AoE value. Okay. I think we stop there, guys. I think we'll do the DPS and support some other time, but I think we stop there. Oh my gosh. I forget how long these take me, but there's so many freaking characters in this game. Holy crap. Oh, man. Super long from the cast headshot with just super long range chains over and over. Yeah. Is weaving alt fire not more DPS? Yes. Well, no, it's not. Weaving alt fire is, so beam is always higher DPS. But if you're talking about ammo efficiency, then yes, because you can utilize, so what you would do is you would do this. Here, let me show you. If you want to min-max like your clip burst, like your burst potential with DPS, you'd front load your alt fire into beam and then finish with alt fire. Weaving alt fire means that you'd pause your superior DPS to land an AoE shot, which is not worth it. The only time that you should be using alt fire outside of looking for AoE burst or ranged burst is to start and finish a clip. I don't know what's happening to the practice range. Practice range may have exploded. So basically what I mean by that is you should open, like ignoring the Energy Lance. You open with alt fire, beam until you have 5 ammo or whatever, and then finish with alt fire. That's the way to maximize your DPS. Because you use so much ammo using alt fire. If your rough math says otherwise, then I'm open to that, but I would be surprised if that's the case. But it depends, right? Most of the time with alt fire, it's more about utilizing the AoE and the fact that no matter how much ammo you have left, it counts as a full shot. It would depend on how you're weaving, though, potentially, I guess. So, like, maybe if you're able to get... it's 25 per ammo, right? It's been a long time since I've done Zarya math, so if you've done the math, I trust your math over my opinion. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, we're trying to not draw too much attention to the bug because it's kind of a bummer. Hello, Tom. Okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? I guess the new stuff hasn't come out. Mystery duel. We could try playing ranked. You guys want to do some ranked? Maybe we can do some ranked. I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs for a second. Who's my favorite hero? Ana, probably. Ana, Hazard's good. I really enjoy Zenyatta and Genji as well. Wait, is the... Oh, yeah, frick. If the... Actually, that doesn't make any sense to play. Man, I don't even know if I want to play if the perk bug is live. I didn't think about that. Play Stadium? Yeah. Dude, I'm so washed with Stadium. Do you guys know shot you guys want to see me play the Stadium? I mean, I will. I'll try it. I could try Zenyatta. Maybe that is the play, because I could do like Zenyatta or something, or Sigma. All right, frick. Why not? I don't want to play... let's try it. Yeah, sure. I love that. Look, did you guys see the queue times for DPS? Nobody wants to freaking play Hanzo, man. Now, keep in mind, I'm a moron when it comes to Stadium, so, like, this will be interesting. Oh, is it Junkrat, not Hanzo? Well, then I guess it's the same thing applies. When are they releasing Hanzo? What's the order operation for... They said, I heard that, didn't they announce that Wu Yang or whatever is not getting released right away in Stadium? Or am I crazy? Hanzo isn't listening yet? Okay. I'm trying to debate who would be the next support that they would introduce. Brig maybe? No, is Brig's not released? It must be Brig. Have they announced Brig? It has to be. It feels like it should be Brig. I feel like Hanzo makes the most sense given the fact that he's like probably the least offensive. Okay, I say that. He's a pretty offensive sniper, but they already have Ashe. I mean, who else would they do? Confirmed for season 18. Okay. Sombra? I mean, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, what's left? Oh, yeah, Tracer's a no... Yeah, I guess Tracer. Or Sojourn. Far Tracer, Sojourn, the next three. Oh, okay. Where did I get Hanzo, bro? I think Stefano made my brain think Hanzo. Or Echo, yeah, I'm surprised Echo. Dr. Pelican, I gave a full perk rework thing on YouTube when the perks first came out. You could probably find it where I gave some suggestions for Genji.
Go wrong with all-star rosters like these. Welcome to the Armory.
Ah!
Teams are gearing up. Every choice is crucial. Everyone could use a little help in the stadium. These are example builds picked by the pros to start our competitors off on the right foot.
Creation projectiles that pass through experimental barrier.
Time to power up. Powers are impactful modifiers that define a build, so competitors must choose carefully. The first round is almost here.
This feels like...
The teams have 20 seconds left to prepare for the round.
Oh, dude, they've actually explained what the ability power is.
The armory is about to close.
Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, bro. No.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
I may have to end YouTube stream. I feel terrible, but
Objective
Frick,
unlocked
chat.
in
I may have to end
10
YouTube stream.
seconds.
YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm having to